Okay, we're
Juan 2 3 number 4. Hey,
Oh,
that's Amazon. Oh,
Ah.
you have something to say?
I was going to offer to do
Oh,
the recap.
by all means.
If you don't mind, I haven't done it in a while.
The
Yeah.
dice have favored you or shunned you, depending on how you look at it. Yeah, you go for it, man.
Yeah.
Right on.
I will always accept
Last
the volunteer.
time on Desolate Creation, our heroes found themselves ensnared within the clutches of the Auroran authorities after a harrowing battle with a creature hewn straight from Nightmare. Although the intense fight ended with a hard-fought victory, our plan to escape Kunaholt was dashed by the Auroran captain, who fuck, I forgot where exactly he took us. It was to the surface.
The town of Cyrene.
Indeed. To the town of Cyrene. Our stay there, however, was short-lived as we boarded a large ship. I believe it was destined for the southern capital proper. And after realizing that the authorities themselves were aware of our actual identities, we basically started roasting him until
Yeah, pretty much.
he basically said oh, sorry, I had a total brain fart. The Auroran officer attempted to leave after informing the engineers of the importance of haste. And as the airship began to speed up, I believe the officer was decapitated?
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
shit, yeah. And there, within the entranceway to this room, was a creature from the worst nightmares of our party, the Angel of Death herself. After a quick, if brutal battle, our party finds themselves hurtling towards the ground at high speed. That's about it.
Gain a point of inspiration. I really liked that. That was concise.
Very nice.
Right on.
Alright, where the hell did my mouse go? What the fuck? There it is. Hiding on my third monitor. The nerve.
The cat probably took it.
Yeah, no, they've chased after before, so I'm not allowed on top of here. Okay. Oh, let's take a look here. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Boop, wow. Boop. Yeah. And so, all of the party is tumbling at incredible speeds straight down into the depths of a raging auric storm below. And as you tumble into these turbulent clouds, you see aurora of all colors, all manner of different strikes of light, flashing radiant colors, maelstroms that are angry as they are elegant. It is madness. And in this moment of falling, the dreams of Helios for which you are entering swirl around everyone. The recent fight has left everyone beaten, some within inches of their life, as blood is dribbling out of many of your wounds and is scattering into the skies. Tiny dots of crimson among the madness all around you, as these clouds offer no sanction as to which way is up or down. One of the farthest down and tumbling farther still, Erethal, you are gripping Dagny, who is all but limp and is barely conscious. And although you have a death ward that is bestowed upon your form, you're unsure how this is going to affect Dagny, as you feel like one solid hit from anything, especially the ground, could quickly end her life. And down you go.
That is no bueno.
Right. Is there anything you'd like to try?
Agni's a wizard. They know spells, right? Hopefully one for this. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him.
Fuck.
Okay.
Great. Now she has to do something.
Wake up.
And she got minimum.
That's all I fucking need.
Right on.
The two of you, I will add, all of you really, are glowing vibrantly. Your skin is this golden, radiant shine through the clouds, as if two small suns tumbling through a nebula of inconsolable madness. But Dagny, in your vague state, you are completely disoriented, and this tumbling feeling, you can't decipher if this is simply you rapidly fading in and out of consciousness, or if this is gravity doing the work. It's all blending together. But fear is still stoking your hearts, as these wounds are still fresh, and words are still echoing through your head. As is the mother, so shall be the daughter.
Dagny falling, Dagny falling.
What? Feeling the whole distinct feeling of falling, she will go ahead and cast Featherfall.
Oh, brilliant.
Damn. And so there is a sudden slowing as gravity's influence over you immediately is softened. As for you, Arethal, you're still falling like a rock, and the weight that was currently within yourself,
That's
that is...
I choose up to 5 willing creatures. It would be me and him.
I missed that part. I stand corrected.
Sneaky bitch.
Nah, you should have just
Thought
let
you were only
Arethal
cast on
just
yourself.
cannonball and plummet.
But upon that topic, both of this happening very quickly, Arethal and Dagny roll D100s.
Oh fuck.
Oh shit.
The fucking
Casting magic in the Auric
Auric
Storm.
The most
fuck.
chaotic of all die.
I rolled a 2. What the fuck?
Let's see
I
what
got a rock.
that is. Bear with me for Una Momento. It's been a while since I put this table up.
Yeah.
I think you rolled really low when you ended up, like, shitting yourself earlier.
Oh no.
Let's see. As for an effect that suddenly stifles Dagny, you levitate 6 inches off the ground for 1 minute as you gain a bonus levitation. It seems to have helped you even further, and you can feel it bolstered as your Featherfall has additional properties. As for Arethal, God, it's your lucky day. Roll 2d10 as you immediately heal 2d10 hit points.
Holy
I didn't even know that was
shit.
on there.
That was the best case scenario. Jesus.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. How fitting is that? Arethal, you cast healing magic and it closes Dagny's immediate wounds, and you feel a reverberation as though there's a bounce back, and this radiant healing magic suddenly goes through your fingers and back up your arm, curing your own wounds.
I feel ever so slightly better.
What happened? We're in the
You got
storm?
You got fucking polyglot.
Yes. You got knocked out. She essentially thunderclapped us out of the window. I didn't see Cobweb or Jacksonville jump.
Like 10 seconds later, Cobweb just.
Oh, they're probably falling. Was at this point?
I would think. No, you're probably very far away. I would think you would have heard the dual thunder step noise, but I think you're too far away.
Yeah, Cobweb, I think you are an entire round behind Nadira, and Jackstill's even further behind that.
For sure.
All right. And the two partners in crime are continuing to descend, but at a much less lethal speed, as you've managed to save yourselves from certain death. At least for those who are not death warded. As for Nadira, your investiture of wind is almost as much of a safety net against gravity as it is a rocket to propel yourself downward as you're instinctively doing so, as you know that 2 of your friends are ahead of you quite a ways down, and they seemingly didn't have any way to stop themselves from being killed.
Are we like sorry. Are we breaking through the clouds, or are the clouds just like continuously going? I'm looking for any inclination of how close the ground is coming up on us.
There is a column of auric violent clouds that you are falling through, and no
Okay.
matter how much you descend into this nebula, it just
keeps
going. Although you can see faintly. Actually, give me a perception roll.
Okay.
Through the madness, you can see 2 faint columns of parted air, as though something has just fallen through the misty soup of clouds, leaving air in its wake, as a clear sign that your 2 are definitely not too far behind.
Okay. I can't see them, so I can't try. I guess I'm gonna try to just fly even faster and try to at least get visual on them to try and attempt what we had talked about.
And I will say, you can lighten up the grip of your spell to allow gravity for you to accelerate. So
Okay.
you can use both gravity as well as your own investiture to catch up to them at greater speeds. And faster and faster you go until you suddenly see 2 vaguely human-shaped forms pass you by as you zip right past them. You're not sure how fast you were going, but the other 2, you suddenly see something zip downwards.
Like, she wasn't.
Great.
I don't think she got like a visual of what it was. She just felt it. It was like, ah!
Just
Yeah.
Great, so I'm gonna stop being a peregrine falcon for about 5 seconds, and I'm gonna try to throw them into this cube of wind. I don't know how it's gonna work. It's 60 foot. I think I could go
Oh boy,
120
roller
foot
coaster.
because of spell sniper, but theoretically,
Let's see. Now,
it's not like a roll thing. I don't know what to do for that.
you would slow your descent and control yourself midair.
Not
as
being
you
rocket.
As you take a look at your 2 friends who are falling at a rather slow speed. It seems as though they have things under control, and your assistance with wind doesn't even seem to be necessary, but you know this is only 2 of your other 4 friends.
And just catch all of them. I'll put them all in a pokey cube. It's a 15-foot cube. It's huge.
But for the other 2, flying and using this turbulent madness to her advantage, Nadira is with you.
Can I see Cobweb? Is Cobweb catching up yet since he's so tiny and aerodynamic?
As oh my god!
He's kind of my biggest worry.
You had misty stepped into this madness, and expecting to take your friend Jaxthal with you, you look at your empty, glowing hands to see that you are falling alone as you tumble to the earth at tremendous speeds.
Mistakes were made! Oh my god!
There's no signs of anyone, and the storm below you is maddening. Is there anything you would like to do?
Cobweb would orient himself using his arms to sort of fight against the wind pressure in order to orient himself to where he thinks he is falling straight down. And thinking to himself, I can't die this way. Now. He prepares to cast Misty Step as soon as he becomes within 30 feet of the ground. Depending on
hell yeah.
whether or not he can see the ground within 30 feet.
Now, this is going to be wholesale dependent on your reaction time. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. Because wind is turbulence. Wow, that's a really good roll.
Oh shit.
It's in your favor, believe it or not.
Ooh.
And you get ready, and this is absolutely disorienting. You're not sure if you're even still falling down or up or anything. You are in a pool of darkness that is surrounded by these occasional flashes of light as these auric discharge would occasionally illuminate you in an assortment of different colors. But not before you can see that there is a bit of a disturbance of several trails about 30 feet over to your left that looks like something was dropped through these clouds, disrupting them. And to our three who are at a slow, non-lethal descent, you suddenly see a small green-shaped missile go straight down.
I want to try to put Cobweb in
hell
the
yeah.
cube.
Oh my
Cube
god, I think I just
cobweb.
shit my pants! Jesus Christ!
It's just human missile.
I chase
incoming.
I chase Cobweb like a fucking falcon, and I try to put him in the cube.
Okay. Now this is wholesale dependent on your reaction time because he's going at terminal velocity. Why don't you roll Arcana to see how
Oh,
well
God.
you can nestle him in this air pocket?
Oh, Arcana's
Ooh.
not my strong suit.
Not so good.
No.
Cobweb zips past you as he is going straight for the ground. You're gonna have to catch up.
Shit!
Okay, I'll fly as fast as I can.
All right.
120 feet. Let's go.
As for Cobweb, you swear you saw 3 humanoid forms that you zipped past. You're not sure how you caught up to them so quickly and are falling faster than everyone else. Maybe your smaller form is more aerodynamic and makes you fall faster? You're not sure what to make of this.
I'm just too big, bro. Gravity is my enemy.
Let's see. It would be a good round's time. Nadira, I will allow you to make one more Arcana check to see if you
Oh,
can
God.
catch Cobweb.
I'm scared.
Shit.
Oh, it's even worse. Even fucking worse.
This is the part where if someone wants to give her inspiration, that would be a great.
I will give.
Inspiration.
I'll,
Wait, I have it.
Oh, you
Okay.
have it. Okay.
I forgot the little glowy button meant that.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Okay, gone of the glowy button.
God damn.
Fuck me.
Could-
Sideways.
Could I give her inspiration again?
I'm gonna say no because that's
Boo.
God damn it, Cobweb.
try as you might, Cobweb is a lot more aerodynamic than he appears.
No, I'd live.
Cobweb, is there anything else that you would like to do besides do your best to prep for this life-saving Misty Step maneuver?
Not too much I can do. Let me see here. Ooh, I have an idea. I have the cloud rune still active. I can see 6 seconds into the future.
Oh shit!
What?
Let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
That's a
I
thing.
can literally see 6 seconds into the fucking future.
Do me a favor and ping that.
I
That's
got
so
you. Let me
fucking
see.
cool.
That's amazing.
Here, I got you. Storm rune. My bad. It technically only affects attack rolls, but it describes it as entering a prophetic state.
What's the future like a giant storm seer? Yeah. Yeah, like mechanically, yes. Motherfucker, that circumvented the role I was gonna have you do.
Amazing.
Ugh.
Perfect. As Cobweb, you are now in the lead to meet the ground first. We will get back to you in a second.
Oh god.
As your rune is thrumming through your form, and you can feel that your still radiant, glowing body is enhancing your ability to foresee a imminent death and a quick maneuver to avoid it, which everything hinges on. As for Jaxthal, you are
Yo, what's up?
higher up than everyone else by
Much higher at this point.
yeah, much higher at this point by a significant margin. And boom, yeah, boop.
Oh
You
shit.
can see that the anticipation as you are tumbling further and further down. And if I am remembering correctly, you have about a single hit point.
Yeah, I do, baby.
flashes of everything that just happened are still reeling in your mind, and the deathly stare of the Angel of Death is still fresh in your skull as you rattle around, and the grip of death is still tightly among you, even if you only feel it in a ethereal sense. And these dark clouds are swirling around you and forming something of a sphere, and the flashes of vibrant auric light all begin to shift into something of a more form of unison as they all match this tealish color, and there's this haunting wind that sounds like a ghostly wail that is seemingly louder than the auric wind from all around you. It's as if this is trying to close in on you. The question is, are you embracing this strange phenomenon or fighting it? I will add, it is strangely inviting.
Ooh.
Sure. I'll see what the spooky cloud wants.
All right.
Let's see what happens. It's curious enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ba-ba. Beep. Wow. Excuse me. Boop. This strange teal glowing black cloud that swirls around you tightens until you can't see anything. But this horrendous tumbling sensation begins to calm, and before a moment, as if you're being tumbled in all directions, that feeling ceases. And you are seemingly standing upright, and the wind that is blowing through your clothing dies down a bit. And you don't even realize it at a certain point, but it almost feels as if you are now standing on a solid surface. And so the darkness retracts, and your eyes adjust.
Oh! Cool.
Whoa.
You look around, and this keep for which you had once dreamed of is now among you. You know you were at least awake when you were tumbling, at least you thought you were. But being here is not what you were expecting. A surprise, definitely, but not exactly an unpleasant one. And looking back in each direction, you find that you are on a decline of stairs that lead into what appears to be an archive. This is where you left off when you were last here.
Yeah. Jax is going to keep going down the stairs to the archive.
All right.
If it allows him this time.
Yeah. The invasive feeling of a strange, malevolent creature interrupting your visions is not here this time, as you are able to proceed much deeper. Roll perception.
Yeah,
I cannot see that roll.
He's private.
Shit. There you go.
Aha. Down you go. And there are some signs that are engraved into the eldritch stone that do direct you and remind you of the place you are in, as you are being directed down with a sign pointing towards this archive saying, Candlekeep Archives. You recognize this from the first time that you had read it, and continue you do until you reach this sanctum. What's interesting about this sanctum when you first reach the bottom of the stairs and it levels out as your footsteps echo into this large, sprawling room, it is enormous. It's so much so that these shelves that sprawl higher and higher upwards, dotted with all forms of literature, span so high up into the ceiling that it just fades off into darkness. It's almost as if the heights of this room betray the real form of where you are. It's like this goes so high up, you should be looking at the sky. Alas, these archives are larger on the inside as they are on the outside, leaving you
TARDIS
free to
library.
move.
Uh,
Something like that.
I guess I will follow like the little signs. If there's anything that catches my eye, I'll follow the directory essentially to go deeper in.
Going off your previous roll, you can see there's knowledge abound, and there's the occasional table that has a few implements for research and bookcraft. A lot of these are deteriorated to time, but this place as a whole seems a bit more intact as the more decrepit exterior. And what's interesting about a lot of these tables you're passing by, almost all of them seem to have some form of supplies and tools that go in the way of creating more books, almost exclusively. And there's these glowing teal arcane runes and strange crystals and these ethereal candles that all seem to be contributing towards the creation of magical tomes. And the farther down you descend into these archives, the more prevalent these tools become, the more potent.
I guess I'll just keep following the tools to see if they like congregate into like a big like table area or whatever, like a grand thing where they make the books.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah. You descend further down until you reach this level out as the deepest immediate recess, as there's this large open space that has a whole myriad of tables and very intricate tools. And you can see that floating in the air are some of the most intricate tools, and they all seem to be active in some way or another. They are giving off this teal energy, and you can see pages are floating throughout the room in something of a spinning motion. And what's interesting is you can see that this space that you're traversing is largely split into two major sections. You can see the front cover of a very decadent glowing book off on one side and the back cover off on the other. They're a good 25 feet apart from each other. And in between the floating front and back covers is the maelstrom of spinning pages. It seems as though this book has yet to be returned to form and is awaiting its final components.
You said the front half was like fancy and decadent? Was the front cover, was the back cover the same, or is it like unfinished like you said?
They are of the same make, and they're very eloquent of an otherworldly. And looking at this, you do recognize this book. This book is something that has been in your possession previously. The origin to your power.
I guess I will, if my memories of the book and everything are starting to come back, I will look around nearby tables and everything to try to find those pages to see if I can throw them in the maelstrom.
You can see that there are a few that are tightly bound within these page-like frames, as if they are being weighed down to be worked on. But approaching these pages, you can see that they are very much as intact as the rest of the floating ones. There's a good couple of them in this state.
Yeah, I guess they're outside the maelstrom, so I guess I'll just grab them, and if they look familiar, throw them in.
There are latches to release these pages, and you can see that they naturally would begin to float unless you catch to examine, which, upon your examination, you see that they are very much akin to the others and are ready to join the remaining pages that are in the air.
Yeah, I guess I'll unlatch them, collect them, and throw them in.
You do so. There's a total of 7 pages that you free before you can see that they begin to thrum and there's a wisp of black air that surrounds the room as it seems as though all the components are now in place. And going off your previous perception roll among this maelstrom of blackness, you can see the occasional fluttering of black feathers.
I guess I will go up and try to grab one of the feathers to see if they're like tangible or anything.
You go to grab them as you might, but it's like grabbing a shadow. They slip through your fingers. Perhaps you should try something more tangible.
There are no other pages or anything? Maybe I could like grab a page and use that to grab a feather, even if it's just like a random one.
There are some unused pages here, but as you grab them and attempt to scoop up these feathers, you find that nothing happens. It doesn't seem like these feathers can be grabbed.
I have no idea what to do. Because when I threw the pages in the maelstrom, like, did I touch any of like the magic swirling air or anything?
How do you mean?
Like, did I just like kind of throw them in the direction, or did I like kind of like put them in and like touch the air? Because I want to. If I touch it, will I be fine? I'm like grasping for straws. I've got no idea what I need to do.
I see.
I am so lost.
I should have stuck to my puzzles for toddlers manual. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, speaking over everything, you can roll your choice of investigation or arcana, depending on how you want to form your thoughts.
It's the same. So let's just go with arcana.
Oh no.
Could I
buddy.
use my inspiration?
You absolutely can.
Alrighty.
I'm glad we're all having a rough night with our rolls.
Oh,
Oh my god, I get it! I so get it!
You jinxed it.
The dice gods are out for us.
It's one better. Come on, guys.
Just Jax is just sitting there, just what the fuck?
Just
Like,
absolutely
this entire
dumbfounded.
thing is confusing as hell to him.
To Jeff. It seems as though the creation of this book is happening once again, and all of the components are there. They just need a binding force. You can see that as the front and back covers do float a little bit back and forth, the pages do seem to react with it. It seems that where these covers go, the pages follow. And these covers, they do drift a bit, so much so that if you are quick on the draw, you could jump and potentially grab it.
Yeah, I'm assuming if there's tools to, I had to Google this, so I don't know if that's breaking the immersion or anything, but I'm assuming you said that there's there's tools for book building. Is there like a book binding thing?
There is
like that presses them together essentially, because I would like to like grab both covers, the front and the back, if I can get to them, and kind of see if I can like corral the pages together using them.
Looking around, there is a press device of sorts that is used for aligning the pages to a spine. It's the centerpiece of this room.
Okay, yeah, then I'll hop and grab one cover, kind of corral them to the other cover, hop, grab that one, and press them.
You grab that first cover and try as you might to grab the second. While having both hands on this first cover, it's making grabbing the second one impossible. Perhaps you need a helping hand. Or two.
I'll summon my echo to see if that does anything.
You do so, and when your echo comes to form, its otherwise see-through shadowy essence is a bit more solid in this place as it floats in the air, ready for your command.
I'll have him grab the other one, and then we'll just like walk together, kind of press them with all the pages and then stick it in the binder.
Your other half grabs the back end of the book as you slowly walk these two pieces together. And before long, there is a shudder throughout the entire archives as your book is once again created. And upon doing so, you feel whole.
I guess I'll follow wherever it's pulling.
You can see that as this happens, the blackness that had been around you does intensify as these black feathers coalesce at a center point about 15 feet in front of you. And as it does, it forms the large visage of a robed woman. And you can tell that the presence of this figure is your patron.
Oh. Is she like in the middle of making a book? Because then I guess I'll kind of be like carrying my book.
You can see that creating the book almost directly assisted in allowing her to manifest, as she extends a alabaster hand to you, her face shrouded in shadow as her black dress is of these decadent black feathers. And having your book with you, she does gesture and she speaks to you. It is time. Come with me.
Okay. Is she like gesturing to like either grab my hand or grab the book or something like that? Because if so, I'll take her hand or hand the book to her.
Yeah, you hand the book over to her, and as her hand greets the book with your hand still at the other, there is a flash as your surroundings change into something more tunnel-like, as you see that this archive morphs into something as a tunnel with a sickly otherworldly light at the far end. As the two of you are prompted to walk forward to the light, are you proceeding with your patron?
Yeah, sure.
You don't sound very sure of yourself, but
if this is like the only way I could get out of here and back to falling to my death or something, sure. Yeah, I'll go with her. That seems better than the alternative.
all right. You choose to walk towards the light. Boop. Beep. Bop. As towards everyone else, there is about 30 seconds of time of descent, with Cobweb at a significant lead.
Oh no.
And Cobweb, you are tumbling, you are falling, but you see a very sudden break in the clouds as this craggy, almost wastelandish earth is directly in front of you, and at the behest of your foresight, you are prepared for this, so no check needed. You are able to accurately time your Misty Step.
Yeah, let me see here. I'm gonna just do this so it uses the resource. Yeah. Hiya!
Do me a favor and roll me a D100.
Oh no.
Oh boy, my favorite number.
Oh boy.
As all of you are under the influence of this,
We got a 32.
let's see what you won.
You won a potted plant.
I appear on the ground as a potted plant.
For the next minute, you have advantage on the next roll you make where you don't already have advantage.
That's pretty good.
Which we'll say that this assists you with landing this Misty Step, even though it's not technically a roll. It doesn't technically use this up, but
Well.
it does stifle your foresight even further as you manage to Misty Step only a couple feet off the ground, and you land with 2 feet safely, no longer falling.
Fantastic.
Your heart is
And he
still
passes out.
pounding.
That's it.
He falls to the ground.
He just starts hyperventilating, just thud.
And towards the other 3 mentioned who are currently descending, which I imagine you're kind of at this. Dira has something of a lead, still trying to catch Cobweb.
Yeah.
You part the cloud cover next to see that Cobweb is sprawled out on the ground, but not a splatter. He seems to be intact and hyperventilating from the adrenaline. As Adira and Erithal and Dagny all safely break through the madness above as you descend.
Well, that could have ended way worse.
We were falling for a while.
Imagine
I
it feels
like-
longer considering it's a sphere.
It just. Sorry.
Should try and find some space out of here. Need to find some sort of shelter around here.
I agree.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Cobweb. Oi,
What?
come on. We need to get out
Oh.
of this place for right now.
Oh my god, I still have my legs. This is fantastic. Okay.
Yes,
He sort of gets up, brushes himself off.
His knees didn't end up in his chest. That's great.
Holy shit, dude.
Everyone is getting up and waiting for their heart rates to slowly fall back down as you're very shaky with the fight and the fall still fresh on your minds. A part of you still not even sure if this is real or if you splatted to the ground and this is just some strange afterlife. But alas, everyone may roll perception.
Right on, right on.
Great of my dice.
Perception check.
Wait, does this use that that advantage?
I would say it does, because this is the next roll.
Oh, right on.
Better.
Bad.
Damn.
Not bad.
Oh my god,
This-
this is the second time I've rolled higher than Erithal in perception.
Listen, I thought I was gonna have to become a crater in the ground.
Lightning does in fact strike twice. Let's go.
Okay.
On the topic of lightning, the area around you is absolute madness. Looking up towards the sky and expecting to see cloud cover, you do see intermittent tendrils of clouds that are ravaging the air as well as scarring the earth. But you look up further and can see that the clouds are conjuring a different sight altogether. A vibrant starscape with a glowing nebula that is pulsing all manner of different colors with vibrant and dangerous electric bolts that are arcing through these clouds as they collide with one another violently. The ground itself is jagged, and you can look carefully at some of these higher peaks and you notice that they are not still. They are drifting. They are climbing up and ascending in height, or are slowly meshing down with the earth and are descending. And nothing here is quite as still as your traditional earth. The water that's here is glowing and has these sparkles and is emanating this strange wispy aura, and you look all around you and you can make clear sense that this is aura potent madness.
You have to move away from this place.
I agree. I don't like this place.
Do we see Jax? Has he landed yet?
Going off your perception rolls, you don't see Jax anywhere.
I mean, I could make us a small burrow, but depending on how long this storm goes on, that might not be viable.
No. We have to try and find some shelter away from here.
I guess. Come on in.
Let me see here. Boop, bop, boop, bop. And to everyone, this is a group roll, and everyone did pretty well in their rolls. There's a series of vibrant flashes as this auric lightning is everywhere. However, there is, for just a fraction of a second, a flash of golden light that is far, far brighter than anything that had preceded it. And everyone, for a brief second, is blinded by this flash, as there is an accompanying noise that suddenly reverberates from a point of origin about 200 feet off from where you're standing.
Oh, please, no.
And you look over, and somehow it's as if a sun is rising over the horizon, but not quite.
Deploying flashbang.
Cobweb covers his eyes before the light becomes too intense.
This radiance is beaming and cuts through the auric madness, so much so that you can see it pushing this madness away and is providing something of an auric reprieve from everything else that's accosting your senses.
So we're gonna take our chance?
What do you mean, go towards it?
I'm asking what you want to do.
Well, we don't know what it is.
It seems to be calming this madness. I don't think it's in our best interest to be wandering out into this storm unguided. Maybe what lies at the center of the light is a bit less hostile.
Or it's something way more hostile.
Well, that's a chance we're just gonna have to take, isn't it?
Is it though? We all barely just survived falling
That's
through
the question.
sky.
That is the question.
Huh.
It's die out here or die over there.
Dagby just sort of stands up straight and just very slowly starts taking steps towards the light, shielding her eyes.
We're going towards the light.
Oh,
I see.
fuck, here we go.
Taking your
fuck
steps towards the light, your hearts begin to race, and there's a sense of familiarity in this warmth that is washing over you as you can hear it.
Oh, great. Bad choo-choo, bad choo-choo.
And it would dawn on you, this feeling, this radiance, it is divine in nature. The last time you felt it was when the seal was opening.
Oh, fucking shitballs.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, my roommate came in. Could you describe the last 10 seconds for me?
Yeah. This radiance that you're approaching, it is warm, powerful, and godlike. And the last time that you felt something like this was when the radiance of the seal began to pour upwards.
I think Dagny just kind of stops in her footsteps for a second.
Could I perhaps insight to determine whether or not this light originates from something malicious, say the Angel of Death, for example?
You may roll
I second that.
with advantage.
You said perception?
Religion.
Religion. Right on. Oh boy, my -1! Okay.
That's not
Not
bad.
terrible. Yeah.
You have advantage.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
-1. Wasn't a terribly hard DC. You take a look at this radiant divinity that's spilling over this crest of hill, and you can see there are the occasional bouts of heliostone that are poking out of the ground. And not only is this radiance overpowering and pushing away the storm, but it's also emanating through these heliostone fingers, if you will. You know that there is only a small handful of beings that have this radiance at their disposal, and you're not sure how it can spill off like this freely into the environment. But there is no dread that you are feeling here. And as this begins to wash over you, you can see these beams of radiance are beginning to bend towards you. You have an opportunity to absorb this divinity.
Yeah, Cobweb sort of raises his hands towards the light. What is this? As he sort of places a single finger into a shaft of light that seems to be originating from the focal point.
The radiance curls around your finger and melts into your skin. It's as if you're being invigorated by the seal yet again, to a much more faint extent. This isn't the kind of energy you just want to let slip away.
Snatch that bitch.
Something's weird is going on.
Eat it, gain its power.
Say that again.
Yeah, Cobweb's greedy nature kind of takes over. Even without knowing it, his feet begin moving towards the light.
Yeah, Dagny follows after him.
I'm following. I don't want to be left alone.
We all
don't
just
wanna
go
be
in a
alone in
chain.
the
We're like
fucking-
kindergartners at recess holding hands.
There we are. You get to the top of this hill, and you can see that the radiance now is being absorbed into your bodies almost without effort. You can feel it mingling with your souls and invigorating the ascended souls the four of you possess. It's coming from a point in the earth, from a small crater about 100 feet from where you're standing on this crest.
Well, at least we know it's not going. Well, we don't know that. Well, at least it's not killing us.
No.
Yeah, this
It's giving
feels
me
like a
cancer
trap,
pills.
but
Awesome.
Cobweb isn't smart, so he's going to continue.
You are not alone in that, bitch. We do dumb shit all the time. I'm going with you.
Fair enough.
Is everyone closing the gap to this radiance?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone gets closer and closer, and you can feel a connection to this divinity and a connection to Helios that is simply unprecedented. And the ascended souls within you glow brightly, and everyone advances to level 12.
Whoa!
Oh shit. Huh.
Let's go.
We're supposed to do the what are we supposed to do to level up?
So you'll have to click the wrench in the.
Oh, give me a second. I gotta lower my volume from my sound mixer. There we go. You were saying?
You click the wrench to where you can edit everything, and then just go into your like the XP, and then make it so that it's equal to the other one. You know, so you can level up, and then click the wrench again, and then you can hit the arrow, and then just follow what it says.
Oh, okay. I see.
And then while that is happening, we're gonna go take a bathroom break. Since it's probably gonna take a couple minutes.
Yeah, why don't we call this our 10-minute break, actually?
Alright.
Right on.
139 HP. That's not actually. That's like almost
That's
20 more
I got
than my level.
125.
Damn, bro, you're a cleric and you almost have as much as me. Holy shit.
To be fair, I have a 16 in Dawn.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
That's what mine just bumped to. Took me from 113 to 125.
Is anybody still leveling?
No, I'm good.
All right.
You guys just sunbathed for a little bit, got a little bit of skin cancer. No biggie.
All right.
That reminds me, I actually have to get rid of that health of aid. There we go.
Everyone good?
Yep.
All right. It's as if walking towards the seal of God yet again, and this overwhelming light is originating from a single point on the ground for which you continue to close the distance with every step. The radiance is being absorbed into your souls, and you can feel it transforming yourselves, invigorating you still, unlocking new powers and making you even stronger than you already were. But you aren't the only things being affected by this inconceivable power. You can see the radiance is dancing underneath you as the veins of Helios stone are reacting vibrantly, and as they are receiving this light, you can see these, it look like Heliostone ribs shoot out of the earth in several directions and rearrange and are activated in some way, shaking the ground and splitting the earth beneath your feet. However, you aren't sent careening or tumbling, as none of these are immediately near you, and you watch as this divinity dances across the sky before eventually subsiding from its point of origin, no longer blinding you and allowing approach. And what you see before you, now just a mere 30 feet away, is a indentation to the ground about 15 feet across, and there's still this white glowing smoke that's coming out of it.
It's very slowly approaching.
You look over into this indentation in the earth, and still straining your eyes to see it past the fading radiance as your own skin is still warm to the touch. You look closely and you can see a shape that is humanoid in form and is blackened and smoldering.
Just
Who the fuck is this asshole?
Just kind of. I'm gonna try and find like an errant pebble somewhere and throw it at it.
You do so. There's plenty of rocks around, and it hits this humanoid shape sprawled out on the ground, and there's a small burst of radiance that comes off of it as the rock is deposited nearby. And a few moments later, there's a otherworldly flash and something just about a foot away from it. And you hear a metallic clattering as something comes out of interdimensional space and is deposited onto the ground next to the body.
Whoa.
Instant sliding down.
And I guess that answers that question.
Get rid of that guy and just get a load of this guy and his smoldering corpse.
Jax!
Guess we're sliding down.
Yeah, fuck it.
Try and roll him onto his back.
You see Jaxthal in a barely recognizable form. The radiance that has expelled from his chest has cooked his body beyond repair, and he is all but very much dead.
Aerosol?
Dagny.
You can help him.
Even with this divine power, my magic has its limits.
No,
Um,
this isn't right.
Co-
No!
Cobweb would fall to his knees and cradle the lizard man's head. Can you hear me?
She'll reach into the bag I'm holding and pull the fucking big ass diamond out.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
You have that spell. You can use it.
I used my last 5th level spell slot casting Death Ward on myself. Actually, no, wait, I used it during the fight with the Hydra thing.
Okay. Okay, we'll...
Can I make any sort of check on him to see if this damage is only towards his body, or if the divine nature that we now possess, the energy we possess, has damaged his soul?
You may roll religion with advantage.
Also, I
For
think
you
we
especially,
might
it's
have
a very low
we
DC.
might have just ate it.
13.
From what you understand on how this radiance is carried within your souls, the only way for his own divinity to be expelled this way is for his soul to properly leave his body, cast elsewhere. And given the state of his corpse, burnt to a crisp, and is somewhat petrified by this otherworldly force, even if you attempted to resurrect him, the wildly transformed shape of his body, you don't think would be able to sustain a soul ever again.
No.
She just,
No, it
like,
can't be.
desperately holds it up to Aerosol. You can fix him. We don't... It doesn't have to be today. It could be tomorrow. Like, I know spells like that, it has to be done within a certain time period, right?
Agni, his body can't hold his soul. Not like this. And the magics that I do have, I don't think I could restore this body.
Like, you watch, like, she has like this like wide-eyed crazed stare in her eyes, like she's like desperate for something, and then you say that you just kind of watch as the smile, it kind of turns into like this angry sneer, and you watch as the diamond very slowly starts to slip and falls out of her grip onto Jaxthal's dismembered corpse. And it's like her mind is like losing all sense of trying to fucking comprehend it, and she finally like balls her hands up into a fist and just screams out into just this absolute chaos.
Yeah, so beam it out. If I was understanding what you were basically saying was Ray's dead, what I have access to wouldn't bring him back.
You're very doubtful it would do anything. The energy at play here is beyond your understanding.
I just wanted to make sure before admitting, you know?
Yeah, you don't think that's going to cut it with him.
What more will she take from us? What
We shouldn't
more?
stick around to find out.
You're right.
We've got to get out of here.
We can do nothing but carry his memory on our backs.
Fucking coward. She just picks up the diamond, stuffs it back into the bag of holding, and starts crawling out of the crater. Well, let's go. We don't have to sit on our laurels and mourn. Let's move.
Cobweb understands the wisdom in her words, and yet he bends over and palms the hilt of the tide cutter, remembering each battle that his friend had participated in, the lives that he'd saved.
Grab
He will
anything of value off of him.
He will
Bravo.
carry. He will carry his memory with him. And with a deep breath, Cobweb turns from the corpse. Goodbye, my friend. May you walk with your ancestors in the halls of the afterlife. I hope you find peace wherever you are. And with a solemn nod, he ascends the crater.
Climbing up to the top, you can see that the discharge of this tremendous energy has given you an eye in the storm, a bubble. You cannot see the internal core of normal sunlight, if you can call it that here, but you have a area to catch your breath before descending back into the coronal madness. And looking in all directions, there is very little in the way of a landmark to go towards. Given that you're so disoriented from the fall, you don't know which way is south.
Did anyone actually listen and actually grab anything of value off of Chexel?
But besides the tide cutter, no.
Does he have
I mean,
anything valuable to take?
I'll put his contents into chat, assuming I can do that. Let me see, public roll.
I assume we're basically grabbing his pack, you know?
Guy's kit.
That's gonna be handy.
And of course, tide cutter. Christ.
Crit fail.
Oh, I could use. I'll take the shield, at least temporarily. Because I can use that.
Oh. grab thieves' tools and the disguise kit and stuff them in the back of the building.
Cobweb would pocket the signal whistle and the grapple hook.
And I've shielded my inventory.
I mean, we were gonna turn the emeralds in for some money, so I'll grab those too.
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs my AC up, yay.
Taking a moment to survey his belongings. The four of you are four humanoid silhouettes among a still smoldering crater within a pocket of auric-free space. Quite the unusual sight among the madness. And for... Oh, it's already in the place. This sight of these four silhouettes would be perceived, but not by any of you, of an onlooker. And to said onlooker, this radiant light that you had perceived, you have found its source. And lo and behold, you are not alone in the storm. Devin, you are free to act.
I guess. I guess he's going to, if he sees the figures, he's going to be like, you know, what the fuck? This is massive auric storm. He's going to try to land near him.
Oh, you're on foot at the moment.
Oh, I'm on foot. Yeah, same thing. He's just going to walk over and try to figure out why the hell there's people out here.
Gotcha. Also, your mic is stupid quiet. I don't know if I'm the only one that's barely hearing him.
I heard that, yeah.
I can fix that.
It's a touch quiet, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. To everyone who is collecting themselves and taking a moment to assess their things, they're, due to somebody's stupidly high passive perception, even with the roar of the storm just overhead, you do perceive there is movement that is coming from elsewhere. And Erithal, you look over and there's a humanoid shape at the edge of this bubble of safety that is approaching you. You're not sure if what you're seeing is even real.
Does this sound better?
It's still quiet to me.
Yeah.
I'll just turn you to
Okay.
max, I guess. Erithal?
We got company, guys.
Yeah, Dagny's on immediate high alert and just has firebolt at the ready.
Fist clenched.
The auric storm parts as this figure approaches, and the radiant light overhead would give a clear depiction of this mysterious humanoid approaching in the storm. Devin, if you want to describe your character, you certainly may.
What you see walking towards you is a humanoid shape in... I don't know if you can... yeah, I'll give the finer details. Wearing a blue hooded cape, fully armored out to the max. The armor looks like it was pieced together from various very small pieces that have been like welded together, so you could see all the weld lines and all that kind of stuff, and various colors of silver and brass and just all the shades. And more importantly, you see on his shoulder plate is the symbol of the Auroran Dawn that has been gouged to like cross it out. And that's basically it for now.
Well, he's not with them, it would seem.
How close is this interloper?
He's about 50 feet off and closing.
When we get into, I suppose Cobweb would continue forward, and when entering within, like, an amount of distance where his voice would be heard over the maelstrom, say, like, I don't know, 20 feet or something like that, he would say, "Hold travel. Who goes there?"
And if he is within 30 feet of at least Cobweb, if the rest of them too, he will speak in whoever's close enough in that 30-foot range in their minds. He will, yeah, it's just, what are you all doing out here? This is dangerous weather.
Well, it's not like we wanted to be here.
Cobweb sort of does a double take, because he doesn't remember establishing a connection with his mom. And I guess mentally he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?"
So it's one way, so you just think out to the wind.
Oh shit.
Are you trying to go somewhere? Like, what is, did you just fall from the sky or something? Like, what the hell is happening with you all? That's all, like, you hear that in your head.
Unless
We're
you know
lost.
yeah, we're kind of lost. So unless you know some way of shelter,
We're lost and injured, and we need some place to think. If you can help us, it would mean a lot.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. Just come follow me. I've got a little place that's further down, but back where I came. And then he will lead them to where he mentioned.
All right. Boop, beep, bop, bop, beep. Gotta pull it up. Is the party following this stranger in the storm?
yeah, Dagny crushes the firebolt in her hand and starts to follow.
Danger, danger.
And to everyone who is watching this individual take lead, you can see that as he re-enters the storm, the wild aura that's all over the place, it does somewhat bounce off of his armor, as there's something of an unseen field that is imbued into the metal that's giving him some measure of protection. You're not sure to what end, but it looks like he's somewhat prepared for these brutal conditions.
This motherfucker made another paladin. Eh.
No, you are wrong.
You are wrong.
All right.
As for our mysterious stranger, your passive perception is 16. Looking over your shoulder to ensure that your newfound friends in the storm are following you, you do notice one curious thing. Their skin specifically appears to be glowing. They are a bit radiant. They are.
I'm assuming technically I can ping it, but where'd it go? I would assume that I technically. Oh well, yeah. I know it says C, but technically I know they're like around me. So could I still technically use this?
Yeah, I mean,
The sake of it.
say-
Okay, yeah.
we can say that they're within 30 feet.
Look at his little title. It's so cute.
Yeah. And just in all of your heads, you just hear, "Oh, you seem to be glowing. What manner of magic is this? Do you possess?"
Shelter now.
And
Questions later.
he hasn't even turned to face you either. He's still walking.
The answers will come later. We need a place to rest. I hope you understand.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. You take all the time you need. Do what you need to do. If anybody is injured, I can do my best to help. I don't know how much that will be.
We appreciate it, but we'll be alright. Just know that we mean no harm to you. It's just... We're trying... We just need a place of refuge for a minute. That's all.
Oh, I have just what you're looking for.
I hope I don't regret trusting you. Lead on.
Well, I mean, seeing as I'm the only other creature in this horrid weather, I'm sure that you could come to at least somewhat trust me enough to just to not do anything unsavory.
Yeah, I don't suppose we have much of a choice. Lead on.
Yeah, and he leads them further.
Retracing your steps, it's the better part of a 10-ish minute walk. And to everyone who is following your newfound acquaintance, that's one way to put it, you do see the silhouette of a strange ship that is parked off into a crevice, and you can see it in greater detail.
Well,
However, there is one rather grievous difference from how you had left it when you first landed, Brakan. There's definitely an upturn of earth in these heliostone ribs that have jutted out from the ground. And you notice directly adjacent to your ship, one of these heliostone spires appears to have clipped one of your wings.
Oh, no. And he, you see him just take off and fly towards it. Oh.
Okay, I guess we've seen weirder shit.
Yeah, Dougie's just like unfazed.
Fair enough.
Getting over and closing the distance, you examine what has become of your ship, and you see that while the cabin is still intact, the fins, as well as their generative mesh that generates lift, is definitely compromised. Why don't you roll Arcana to get a further assessment?
What the fuck?
Given the poor lighting conditions here, as well as the aura that is dancing throughout, getting a clean read on just how screwed this wing is not easily done. But you're gonna need some definite work on this, and you're not sure if this can be fixed with the emergency supplies that you do have.
Would mending help fix it?
Certainly, but some
Okay.
material has been rendered beyond repair, has been transformed, and it's a bit unusual as you look at the heliostone spire that has come up out of the ground and has rented this wing in half. The material that is directly touching this heliostone is completely seared, charred black. That's a bit uncharacteristic of that material.
He's just kind of... He doesn't send this to everything, but he's just thinking in his own mind, just, oh, this is not good. This is most different from what normally happens.
Mm-hmm.
And he will, if the rest of them are all within like 30 feet again, in all of your minds. While I try to figure out what has happened here with my ship, you are free to enter. Please wipe your feet upon entering, and please don't take anything. I would greatly appreciate it.
As soon as Cobweb comes within earshot, he'll sort of call out, "What the hell are you doing here? What happened?"
Oh, I was on a emergency flight per se, and I had to take cover and land because I cannot continue flying as my craft here is unable to survive and pierce the storm. As I've just learned.
Cobweb sets his backpack on the ground and outrolls Tin Petty, who unfolds Bakugan style.
Oh yeah, let's go.
My boy, do you think you might be able to help us here? The wing is damaged, and I'm not sure if you can connect with this ship, but do you think you can try?
Tin Pawn scratches his head.
Suppose not.
Oh,
Worth a shot, though.
A construct. That'll be greatly helpful in case you all are not able to survive this storm.
Optimistic, are we?
Oh, one must have optimism when in the face of abject horror.
Dagny's going ahead and finding a way up onto the ship.
I would assume there was just like a straight up platform that has, shoved itself into the dirt.
Yeah, there is a side loading door that folds up and becomes part of the wall that allows entry into the housing bay. Now, for all 5 of you to fit into here, including Tin Pawn, it is a little bit crowded, but is enough, but just barely. And as for Brakan, your sensors that are latent within your helm, there's very suddenly a series of red flashes as though warning of some sort of distress. Typically, this is synced with your own ship, where when it gets damaged or if there's turbulent conditions, and you most recently had this flash when you had to land, it's going off again. But that's weird because your ship isn't even powered.
Oh, that's not good. Do I think my ship can potentially weather this storm? Probably not. But could it?
Taking a look around this aura, it's really hard to say. There is some resistance that's built into the materials here, but it's no guarantee for the severity of this, and you don't know if the casing around the keystone is going to stay nice and secure, given the potential auric backlash which can jeopardize that. But what's weird is it doesn't seem to be coming from the ship. And then, let's see, what's your passive perception? Find out.
I think you said it was 16 before. Yeah, 16.
It is. You realize that this signal of origin is not coming from your ship, it is coming from high above your head. And you can see a large wafting in the clouds, and you hear something careening through it.
He's gonna try to follow the sound, just by looking, just see if I can give a generic trajectory of it.
Ooh.
Oh, is that it hitting the ground?
Far off in a distant direction, there was the large hum of a significant aircraft, which came overhead, became distant, and you felt the shake of the earth from far away.
If I power my ship, would I be able to send an a message to it, like an SOS type thing, an open line of communication, or is my ship not equipped to do that?
Your ship generally is not designed for that, given that it's designed for a single person. There's some rudimentary tinkering you could do with some of the communication devices that might be able to do that, but it's short range. But if the crash site is close, maybe it'll go through.
Yeah, I guess he'll leave the wing for the time being, go in to the ship, kind of close everything up and power it on.
You do so, and of course, it's very rudimentary for you to do so, and you can adjust some of the rune slates that are embedded into the dashboard that can produce such a signal. And you put it into the necessary configuration, but you look outside and see the violet aura overhead, and you really don't know if it's going to make it out to the intended target without being distorted. But it is in place. As for everyone else who's in the ship, this place is definitely a reprieve that you were looking for. It's quite cozy, given that it's a small craft. It's this reinforced wood and this, it's like this iridescent metallic bracings that give stability and support to the vessel. And there's some felt carpets that are on the ground that offers a modicum of comfort, and there is a symbol emblazoned onto the side of the hull that is once again the symbol of the Auroran Dawn. As well as off to the side on a series of racks, there's what looks to be researching equipment, beakers and small tinker tools, and a few small books as well.
Dagny will try and look through the books.
Yeah, I was about to say, he said not to steal anything. He didn't say we couldn't look.
Oh,
Okay.
yes. Feel free to, you all hear this. Basically, like, unless I say so, all this stuff is you're hearing in your head when he, quote-unquote, speaks. Oh, yes, feel free to, if you need to use any of the facilities, please go ahead. You all need your rest, so if this will aid you in any way, please do so.
Awful kind offer, stranger.
Well, I try to be a good person when I can.
I suppose I can get behind that.
And physically, he looks over to Dagny and says, "What do you think?
What?
Can we trust this guy? What do you mean, what? Can we trust this guy?
Well, we know he's not with the Auroran Dawn, else why would he have it scratched out on his armor? Obviously, they've done a wrong to him that he doesn't see. Not very
Could
nice,
be.
at least. So, whether or not we can trust him or not remains to be seen.
What about you, Nadir Arathal?
What do you mean?
Well, I want everyone's opinion. This is... We don't know where we are. We don't know who this guy is. I mean, we kind of need every voice that we have available, don't we?
Yeah.
So, how about it? Nadir Arathal, what do you think?
I think we can, at least for now.
Yeah, I guess while all this is happening, Bracken is just going through, trying to get all the messaging equipment set up, regardless of if it gets distorted or not.
Yeah, you do so. That there is some like arcane stones that have runes that are embedded into them. They are, in essence, a heavily modified variant of sending stones. There's several that are mounted into the dashboard, and you do what you can to broadcast a series of different signals across different methods to try and illustrate your need for help and potentially reach out to whatever it is that you just heard crash to the earth. As for Dagny, you did say that you were going to pop some of those books off of the shelf.
Yep.
The first one that you find, it is written in common, and it is titled Arcane Secrets, a generous manuscript which contains descriptions of inner workings of various contraptions and basic automatons, and an instruction manual to programming basic functions, allowing any intermediate transmuter to create their very own contraptions.
Ooh.
I'm gonna hold it in my hand while I look at the titles of the other two.
You look at the second one, and this one seems to be a lot more simple on rough parchment and is quilled by hand. It appears to be some form of dream journal through an uncredited author.
What?
Although, based on some of the context clues, it looks like this may have been a illustrated dream journal from a wizard. Containing a large amount of arcane ramblings, wild, imaginative scenes that may or may not have real-world practices. Some of these pages that you find are actually scrawled out with a black ink, rendering it illegible.
Okay.
Daddy will put the arcane secrets back on the shelf and look through the dream journal.
I'm about to be gone for like maybe like 3 minutes. Just say Cobweb is disassociating. Sorry.
That's fine. Go. Boop, and you said you were looking at the last one?
The dream journal, yes.
Well, yeah, that's what you have in your hands.
Yeah.
It was as described. It's illustrations from a wizard recounting his dreams.
Yeah, like she's flipping through it, looking at it, like she's thoroughly examining it,
Gotcha.
page by page.
A lot of these depict some basic incantations and practices and motions that are used on wild dancing magic found in the region that almost resemble a number of spells that you already know, but some that are completely wild to you. It's an interesting read, but it's questionable if it holds any practicality.
Daddy would like to put that to the test.
Okay.
Don't worry, I said,
Are you trying to reproduce some of the wild recountances in this dream journal?
Well, if there's like an incantation that's like of cantrip level, which I think she can deduce, she would try it.
Okay. So the one that's described is the light cantrip, but it is distorted in such a way that it creates visions of landscapes, of places that have never been seen before, as if the light bends to create imagery, almost as illusionary, but bends the lines a bit.
She'll keep flipping through the pages.
All right. We'll say that you're continuing on for a little while, trying to find something that's a bit more tangible. As for... Oh. Aerithal.
I see all of your secrets.
he starts like rooting through his sock drawer. Where are your toys, boy?
Oh God.
The energy that's wild throughout this place, despite the fact that you've felt wild aura before, there is something that is a bit more primal to this, and despite its nature, being out in the storm almost makes you feel a little bit more connected to the core of internal Helios, a certain restfulness among the other wild-like sensations, and it does allow you to relax a bit more easily than the others. Go. Is anyone else doing anything in particular at the moment? All right, that's a no. So, you have refuge here. Would you like? What was our intention here? Do you want to take a short rest, a long rest? You think you may be able to try for a long rest if the storm doesn't worsen?
I think a long rest is our best bet. We all got our asses kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Then I guess if the sending stone stuff is all up and running, Kraken will, like walkie-talkie style, pick up one of them and be, for the first time you actually hear him speak, echoing in his helmet. This is small craft Barracuda calling out to incoming craft that has crash landed, possibly. Respond.
It goes out, and there is no reply. Just a fluttering crackle that's coming through the receiver. You imagine that's interference.
He will put it down and, I guess, shut off like the communication stuff, and he will go over. I guess basically just turn around, because it seems like this place is really cramped.
Oh yeah.
And he will reach out his hand in a form of like handshake, and in all of your minds again you hear, where are my manners? My name is Captain Prakon Ratanaporn BME. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
God bless you.
Okay.
Christ. Is no one fucking saying anything else to him?
Yeah, no,
Oh my-
Dagny is like at this point kind of taking notes on some of these spells she's encountering in the dream journal.
I say spells with massive air quotes, mind you, but sure, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you found my favorite childhood book. I used to read that a lot, and I decided to take it with me as little memories of my own.
Have you actually been able to apply any of these spells?
Oh, they serve absolutely no purpose other than minor entertainment.
Not with that kind of attitude.
It was mainly a somewhat. Basically, if you had any connection with him, you got it. But I got it secondhand. It's usually just for middling apprentices and young children with a magical intent.
So what did the Oran Dawn do to you?
Excuse me?
Yeah, we're just gonna jump right into that. Damn.
You're wearing armor of the Auroran Dawn, but you have the symbol crossed out. You're also piloting a ship with their sigil marked all over the ship. So what they do to you?
Nothing. I'm merely borrowing this for an extended period of time. Yes.
You'll have to.
I check him.
Yeah, no, you'll have to excuse me if I call bullshit.
Yeah, do whatever.
All right, sure. Roll insight.
Oh God, I see.
Let's go.
He has shiny armor on.
No, Dagny's not even inciting
He
that.
has
She's
really
literally
shiny
going off
armor
what
on.
he's saying.
I guess this is a. All right. Yeah. Well.
I would say with that insight, you probably just take it at face value.
Yeah. For one thing, your new friend Raycon here has a shield of metal from his face to yours. So as far as getting a facial read, you don't have that. However, despite his very overly friendly demeanor, there's not a whole lot you can gather from just that.
Yeah.
Amazon, you said you were just gonna call bullshit just right out of the gate.
Yeah, I'm
like,
going
out
based
loud.
off what you said. So it's like, I actually did say that. It's like, yeah, you'll have to excuse me if I call bullshit on that.
That's fair.
Well, that's perfectly fine if you choose to believe what you want, but I'm currently just trying to get. I'm just trying to get around.
I highly
And I
doubt
have
that.
happened.
You're running away from something just as we are.
If you choose to believe it to be like that, then yes.
Cobweb suddenly stops disassociating. He's like, wait, what? Where are we?
You know, I'm kind of immune to gaslighting right now, so why don't you just spill the beans?
Well, I've just met you, and
This is
I
crazy.
just don't feel like it. I mean, I don't really know you. Why should I tell you my secrets or just anything about my life other than
Then why
my
provide
name?
shelter to total strangers?
Maybe he's just being
Because
helpful. A stranger
yeah,
doesn't owe us his backstory.
Physically, Cobweb says out loud,
Dagny, if he kicks us out, we're kind of SOL. Maybe ease up a bit.
We literally just lost Jaxthal, and then this guy just turns up. You don't think that's a weird coincidence?
It sounds like just what we need.
Moving forward with trepidation is completely fair, but trepidation and interrogation are two entirely different things.
Wise words.
and for Muda, since you were away, he has introduced himself as Captain Bracken Ratondaporn, BME.
And I
Right
said,
on.
bless you.
Yeah.
fantastic.
Well, I am a doctor, so I am inclined to help people. If you do not want my help, I won't force you to stay here. I strongly disagree with going out there and forging your own path. Currently, this is the only safe place that I know of in this area. And I'm not sure how long this craft will even handle this storm. It's mainly just from point A to point B in normal weather.
Dagny is just sort of scratching the back of her head after you say that, and when you're done speaking, she just says, "You got any food?"
He moves on so fast. Oh my god.
I guess. And he will go through. They have like all their bags and everything like that on them, I'm assuming.
Yes, these are more akin to MREs, and you have enough for 12 days of meals for a single person.
Okay, yeah, he just breaks out the MREs and kind of looks at all the, because they're all labeled, I would assume, with what's in it. If I'm thinking like military style MREs, and he's gonna hold all the like the ones he likes. And give him the ones that
chicken
he's
masala. Let's go.
like he's not like too fan. Yeah, he just does really like those ones and hands them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dagny just kind of just snatches the first one you offer and just sort of figures out how to open it and just starts going at it with her hands.
Cobweb accepts gratefully.
Oh, you're welcome. Please follow the instructions if you actually want something edible.
What the fuck? Why does this plate have a summoning circle on it? What the fuck is this?
Is MREs any language we can understand? It's gonna be hilarious if they're not.
You look on, and these do appear to be in a strange type of material. It has this slickness to it that you've never felt before. It feels very synthetic and unnatural to a point. And there are a series of markings that you just attributed at first to be decorative, but you can see that they are in a particular arrangement to... This actually is a language that you cannot comprehend. You've maybe seen this once or twice before, particularly around the more militaristic Auroran apparatus. You'd think the Aurorans have their own special dialect for militaristic purposes, and they're present here on these packets.
Are there diagrams on it?
I'm looking up images of MREs, and no, there's no like cooking diagrams on them. So I would assume there's none on them.
Pictures sold separately.
Pictures sold separate.
Can I go ahead and roll an intelligence check to see how well I can execute opening this MRE?
Sure.
Oh no.
as an aid.
Well, you're not really sure how much is enough, so you give it all you got. And it succeeds. As you tear this thing open, and there's a slab of meat that goes flying across the hull of the ship and would land and slide against the rear wall.
Daddy
that's
just goes over,
unfortunate.
grabs it, and starts eating it.
Ooh.
It is cold and has a very metallic taste to it as of now.
Just rips into it.
Very ferocious your friend seems to be.
We've been through quite a bit. I could see how it would work up an appetite.
This is, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to read it.
At some point after a couple bites, she'll just use prestidigitation to warm it up and keep eating.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah, that's that would be one way to do that. But do the rest of you need help?
Yeah. Just handing it over.
I've eaten a cigar before. I think I can figure this out.
Oh, wonderful. I think you will just be fine eating bag and everything.
Get sick.
And he will help Erithal and I would assume Nadira. Or, yeah, help them how to cook it. It would just be like standard, like military MRE style, where you have to like put it in the, leave it in the bag, put it in the heating water thing, so it cooks and does all that.
Yes, to a great effect. It's not particularly difficult if you can read the instructions, which you can in a matter of moments. You assist all of them with having something to eat.
I'd normally use a spell for that, but last time we were exposed to a lot of the auric energy, our spells didn't go quite well for all of us.
Yes, that is just a natural phenomenon within the auric storms, but you should be safe in here for the time being, because I don't know how long this ship will actually hold up to this. This is, like I said before, much stronger than this ship could even hold. But if you don't mind me asking, why are you even out in this storm, walking around?
Fell off an airship.
Yeah.
Fascinating. How did you survive?
Magic.
By magical means. Yeah.
Ah, yes. The very default answer.
Yeah, well, what are you gonna do?
We're all adept with magic and our own capabilities.
That is a very good thing to have when you are careening out the side of an airship. While you're eating, if you don't mind me asking, are any of you injured, perhaps?
I'm fairly injured, as she just sort of gestures to the somewhat healed wound on her neck. I'll be fine. I just need a good night's rest. She takes another big old pulling bite of the hunk of meat.
I don't know why I picture her holding just like a slab of like
Salisbury.
ground meat, like
I was
ground
about
beef.
to say, it's like a Salisbury steak, yeah.
Yeah, no, she's yeah.
Like eating it like it's a massive hamburger, like picking it out and everything.
Yeah.
Being uninjured, Cobweb remains silent.
I think I might have some first aid kit around here. And he just starts like throwing open all the cabinets and everything, looking for it. I would assume it'd be just like a regular, like minor, like medical kit type thing, like from the
yes,
player's
exactly.
handbook.
I was
Okay.
gonna say exactly. Yeah, there was a medicine kit.
For someone who's flying the ship, you sure don't know where all your equipment is.
Or healer's kit, excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess if any of them have like any physical injuries, I will do what I can with the healer's kit.
Yeah, these guys, taking a look at them, they are very fucked up. A lot of them have some considerable wounds, and they're all manners of origin. Some of them appear magic-based. Some are slashing wounds from blades. It looks like almost every kind of way to accost these people they've experienced.
It seems like you all have been through, well, hell. And he's going to just look for any, like, I'm assuming the healer's kit can't really do anything about, like, magical wounds, more like cuts and stuff like that.
Like, if you get accosted by, like, a cone of cold and the ice is shearing you open, it's still, at the end of the day, a physical wound.
Okay.
Burns are very much the same thing, so it can assist with essentially everything that they had happen to them.
Okay, yeah, he's going to go to whoever seems the most injured right out of the gate. Just start with them.
Let's find out who that is. Oh, that's definitely Dagny.
Probably Dagny, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
If you don't mind, may I assist in your wounds?
Just takes a bite wherever.
If only all of my patients could be like this.
So are you a doctor?
Yes, I'm a biomedical engineer.
A what?
Yeah, to everyone who just heard that, you have no idea what that is.
So, what part of the word confuses you? As he's just like putting band-aids and stuff like that on Dagny and like putting gauze and all that.
You guess.
I don't know. All of it seems kind of fucky.
Not surprising.
Could you just
Okay,
break it down for us like we were taught, please?
Yes. So bio, short for biology. So
What's that?
the body, basically. Medical. I hope you understand what that word means.
Vaguely.
Okay. And engineer, creator, builder. I help build things that can help the body, basically. If you need like lungs, new lungs for whatever reason, I can build those. I may not be able to stick them in you. That was usually up to the rest of my team, but I can build them. Extra heart, no problem. I built those. Just if you're missing internal organs, I could probably make them.
Cobweb lifts his eye patch.
Ooh, fascinating. And then he like pulls out like a little flip notebook and it just like flips like halfway through and starts jotting down like any of like the visible
It literally
wounds
looks
and
like a
everything.
charred crater in his head.
Well, I thought you said you had like a rock gemmed in there, right?
Oh yeah, no, there's an
Something
emerald in
jammed
there,
there.
but it's an emerald set in a charred crater in his head.
Yeah, so he's gonna like make notes of like all the actual socket and how it seems and everything, and the fact that there's just a haphazardly shoved in emerald.
It's pretty regular to the proportions of your average goblin's eye socket. And you have seen more brutish things done than jamming a crystal in there. But you'd think that it's at least, assuming it's a sterile rock, it does well to keep it out from being exposed to the air. Still, you could do much better than this.
Oh, this is giving me some ideas. And he starts, he puts that, makes that, like note for later, puts it back in like his like waistband pocket or something. And he continues going through the rest of them with like the minor physical injuries and everything.
So, what exactly is a whatever you said, doing out here?
Biomedical engineer.
Yeah, that thing.
He makes body parts for people.
No, I know, but what the hell is... What's going on? What is he doing out here?
That is the question I was about to ask.
I am on a journey away from a place.
What a coincidence. We're on a journey to a place.
If that place is somewhere I know, I might be able to at least lead you there. I don't think we're going to be flying anytime soon.
Nah, we're gonna have to wait for this auric storm to pass, if it ever does.
Considering how people have been talking out about it, it's not going away anytime soon.
Probably right.
I would assume that Bracken would know that this storm, if the storm would pass anytime soon, based on if he's been down here enough.
There was an auric storm that was leaking off of this general vicinity. However, you can identify this place clear as day. This is, to be certain, an uninhabitable zone. These places are accosted by auric storms from the core ceaselessly to such an extreme that it has been theorized that the core purposely targets these places and just continually bombards them. The reasons are not understood, but suffice to say, the conditions here are permanent.
So about that, this storm, from what our research suggests, will not stop. So we either have to move away to the closest out of the storm, or we have to muscle through it and hopefully make it out the other end wherever you seem to want to go.
Well, what's the closest place from here?
And where would that closest place be? Probably outside of the storm, not muscling through it.
The closest place that's something of a permanent settlement, at least within the current tectonic shifts, would be Cyrene. Getting anywhere else is going over a considerable amount of ocean.
So the closest place would be Cyrene.
Well, we're not going back there.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the auric storms were plaguing like the entire area around the core, I believe. Yeah.
These auric storms, they've been kind of on the move everywhere. They're not specific to any one place.
So, unfortunately, Cyrene would be the only settlement that would be worth going to, unless you all know of some subterranean refuge or just tunnels that are under here. This is normally what is called a uninhabitable zone, which should be self-explanatory.
No, we've been to one before. We were close by to one.
Well, if the storm isn't letting up, we need a plan to make it through.
We just need to get another airship and get to the Southern Kingdom.
I suppose, but this one is tore up from the floor up.
I'm not saying this one.
Oh?
If we have to go back to Cyrene and get one, we'll do that.
I suppose we can only hope. I'm sure we'll make it there first.
Well, if you need help navigating Cyrene, I can be of assistance. But we can at least stay in my ship until it goes kaput, and that could be in between any moment and maybe a day at most.
Well, at least we'll get some reprieve from all the shit we've been going through.
Once again, you instill such confidence.
Is that supposed to be an insult?
I mean, however you take it.
Just finishes the last bite of her MRE and just uses precipitation to clean herself off.
Her meat square.
Which, by the way, Brooke, you do notice there's a small meat splash on your hull that you're gonna have to clean up thanks to her.
Let's see, what do I got? Yeah, I guess he'll go over and start cleaning that up, and then when he's done with that, because he's like fully rested and everything, he doesn't really need a reprieve. He will go to, I'm assuming he definitely has like a little workstation in there, and start tinkering away at trying to make a new eye for Cobweb.
I see.
Because that just piques his interest in making an eye.
You have minimal materials to start full on creating things. However, you think that you may be able to get a base going. However, you do need an effective medium. You could use the rough cut gem that he has, but you may be able to find something a lot more arcanely potent in the area surrounding. Of course, you'll be gambling a bit being out there.
Necessity outweighs potential danger and just being better overall. So just better something than potentially something.
Gonna risk it for the biscuit?
No, he's not going out. His necessity of just using the emerald would be better off than going out and looking for something.
Ah, I see.
So he will go over to Cobweb and crouch and just
Hear me out. He holds up the courier stone. No, I'm kidding. Fucking turns his eye into a cannon.
It's just a telescope and it just shoots out little pellets.
Oh my god.
Unless you have any potent magical material, I will have to remove the emerald from your socket and work with that.
Well, let me see here. He sort of pulls out his backpack. I have the wing membrane of a white dragon, the ear of an Eden. What are you looking for?
The membrane sounds like it'd be the most potent magically. I don't know if that'll be good enough.
Yeah,
it's just membrane.
I have a jack-o'-lantern that is immune to time itself.
The properties of a dragon's body are very magically potent, given their history, and that would make an exceptional material as an outer casing.
Ooh, fantastic. I will take the dragon membrane, please.
I was hoping to make a cloak out of it, but here you go.
And he pulls out a partially desiccated, sort of primitively dried length of white dragon leather.
Would, because you mentioned cloak, would there be enough to make a cloak afterwards, considering I'm guessing an eye won't take that much material? Especially if it's a small eye and a small creature.
Considering Cobweb's stature, yes.
Yeah, he's...
Oh, yeah, then he will keep that cloak in the back of his mind, but he'll take it and start working on an eye.
Ooh, okay. And you have the necessities to create the basis, however, the more intricate infusions are going to require more than just your travel kit here. So, let's see, make a...
That's fine, as long as I can start it.
Yeah, make a Tinker's Tools check.
Sure. Let's see. Tinker's Tools.
I will give him my
Fucking hell.
inspiration.
Thank God.
Yeah, sure, I'll allow it.
It's a 4!
That's a lot better.
I mean, a 12 is not bad, but like, what the fuck?
It has occurred to you, you've never tried careful tinkering work, especially anything within something as advanced as biomedical persuasion inside of an auric storm. There's a lot of interference, and you get some basic groundwork, but going further, you think you could potentially damage the material given the volatile conditions outside are still affecting you here.
I guess he will get the exceeding basics without having to do any type of magical tinkering and whatnot.
Yeah, it's about an hour's worth of progress.
Yeah, and then just wait for the rest. And he will give the leftovers back to the wing back to Cobweb and go, I might have something later with that too, if you don't mind.
Well, supposing we survive, sure.
Good, positive thinking.
Yeah, I'm a regular ray of fucking sunshine.
I'm assuming he's like full on deadpan.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, I could do something really funny when you say that.
If you flashbang me, I swear to fucking God, Aerith.
I was gonna say, you're gonna hit him with an actual pan, because that'd be funny too.
As he says, I'm a ray of sunshine, I'm just gonna cast daylight on him.
It is
Just
ironic
right
that
on
he
my
says that.
retina.
Because bear in mind, you all are still glowing a bit. It still is actively subsiding. All right.
Well, I suppose you all should probably rest as best as you can, and I will let you know when the ship needs to not needs to, when the ship will just cease to protect us. And then he'll go over to like the captain's seat and start like monitoring all that type of stuff.
I see. Going off of your systems and checking the intact nature of the keystone housing, which is the most vulnerable to this kind of exposure, you'd think that you have roughly 24 hours of safety. Going beyond that, your keystone is at serious risk of rupturing.
So I guess unless they all decide to move before 24 hours has gone by, I will coerce them to basically move before then.
Yes.
And then if it explodes while we're walking away, cool. Because there's no way I can fix all this within the time frame.
Based on what you're seeing here, it looks like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the party's intent on taking a good 8-hour rest, given their wounds are considerable, and judging by their inflections in their voice, they've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have just...
We have
Just a
been through a
bit of
lot,
damage.
and some of us are injured. However, B-Man, look in general.
Uh-oh.
Hear me out. Hear me out. No, but hear me out though. But hear me out.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
but hear me out though.
Okay, so
Is that the
Given that-
grenade attached to it?
It's the Valkyrie missile.
given that you are in the presence of someone who certainly knows their way around tinkering and engineering, if you want to present this idea to your new friend, you stand a considerable chance of creating a prototype.
Oh shit. Okay.
There you go.
Cobweb. Fuck off. Okay. Cobweb goes up to the metal man in his little cockpit, holds up a big blast of javelin and a roll of duct tape, and says, "Hear me out. Hear me out."
I would say that you probably need to do a persuasion roll for that.
Okay, let's see. That's fair. Don't want to be constructing explosives on your vehicle. That's what's up. That's perception. I'm an idiot. That's a little better.
Yeah.
There's
There's definitely some practicality to what he's talking about. It's a little ludicrous, but it has some grounding.
I see what you're going for, but unfortunately, I do not have the just the necessary materials and a workstation to make such a let's call it a device.
I see. Unavoidable boom is for another time. Okay,
Yes.
fair enough. I'm going to go play foot solitaire for a solid 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Fantastic. Alright.
Like, full on, you don't have to see him through his helmet, full on that he is, like, absolutely bewildered by the sentence of, I'm going to go play foot solitaire.
Alright, there's enough out of Cobweb. Sorry, guys.
All right. Son of a bitch. All right. As everyone lays down and conversation dies down to effectively nothing, everyone at long last is able to sit themselves and breathe a sigh of uneasy relief.
Sorry for interrupting, but I would assume that if they are taking, like, they're actually sleeping and not doing just like a quick short rest type thing,
Yeah.
they have awakened to see Kraken eating an MRE in the captain's chair with his helmet off. So if you want to show the token, not the full thing, but just the token.
Oh, right. Bear with me for a second. People. Come on, goddammit.
I know it's in
Now-
there somewhere.
And I know. And I'll say this is in the waning hours before everyone is drifting off to sleep. The helmet does come off, and you can see finally a true face.
Hey, how you doing?
He's purple.
Why
Yes.
purple though?
Because that is the color of
Fair
the
enough.
dragonborn.
Man, I
he
don't
is.
like purple things.
Yeah, I know, right? Look at the big purple storm.
Yeah. It's boy. All right. And with that, everyone descends into rest. And in the moments of everyone finally trying to close their eyes, you find that there is a passive whirling within your chest and within your head as well. Imagine this is twofold. The wild radiance for which you had just absorbed at the behest of the death of Jaxthal has your souls still reeling to absorb this essence of divinity as you've come to understand it. And it does make you feel a certain floatiness, a certain connectedness with the world around you. But all the same, you don't know if you can control this kind of power. So there's a bit of nerve-wracking unease along with it. The spinning in your heads, however, appear to be spinning in tandem with the auric storm just on the opposite side of the hull. You can see the hull does have some invisible shielding that's bouncing it off. However, given you're already exposed to it, and as time passes, the ship's reserves begin to deplete, you can still feel subtle effects. And as many have described the effects of these storms, you are within the dreams of the planets. And they do influence dreams of your own.
Oh shit.
As for Aerithal, you do have a bit of a deeper connection than the rest of your friends at the moment, having felt this sort of warmth all your life, but now more clearly than ever. You begin to drift off as your sensory softens. However, there is one thing that definitely does shake you up a bit more than you were expecting. You can feel a pressure on your left shoulder. And as you're dozing off and react to this sensation, it is the sensation of a gentle hand being laid on said shoulder. And your eyes shoot open.
Oh.
Woman.
You're taking in your surroundings, and you're a long way from inside the hull of a terrible storm. And you look on, and there's muffled words that are radiating throughout a church of Zula. And there you stand, aside one of the altars, as the hands on your shoulder you look over towards, and you see a familial face. Your father is beside you.
Huh.
You can look on as these muffled words echoing through the Church of Zula are his own, as his other hand is gesturing broadly to a sizable crowd that has come to be witness to whatever ceremony is being conducted. And you look at yourself, and you're a bit shorter than you recall. It's as if you have been recounting actively one of many instances where you assist your father within his clerical practices in the Church of Zula. And he speaks. And with a special opening today. My very own son, Arathal, is here for a few opening words before we conduct today's rituals. Arathal, have you anything to bring to the good people of Highshire on the warmth of Zula? There are no wrong answers. Speak your mind on how she has affected you.
This is a memory. But can you mess with memories is the question.
You're in your full faculties.
Fuck. I don't know what to say. Ah, shit.
It is time to channel in biblically accurate Arathal.
Wow.
Biblically
Okay.
accurate Aerosol. If he's in his own faculties, actually, and it's not playing out like a memory, he's gonna fuck with his own memories then.
Yeah, so
Oh, let's
the
go.
echoes of your past are coming reeling back as you can recall many points for which you had assisted your dad like this. However, you do have some form of awareness to your authentic self, as you recall where you are in the world and this memory all the same. And you are not out of it at all. You may speak however you like.
Warmth. The icons. Everyone can feel it here. I felt it my whole life. From the moment I first was able to actually make my own memories. A gift. So many would say. And if he can, just kind of like channeling some of that divine energy through his, like in his hands, and like messing with it.
Of course, your clerical prowess is available to your behest.
Oh, if only I knew the truth. How much of a burden this can be.
Son?
lies were all told. Why am I just now remembering all of this?
Little Aerothal red pills Highshire.
You can see your
Sorry.
dad gives a bit of a hearty few pats onto your shoulder and would pull you back behind him as he gives a warm laugh to his congregation. It's not an easy job being up here to formulate these words and conduct the messages of Zula's will to her people. There can be stresses, there can be many attributes to life which make it often hard to see the radiance, even as someone ourselves who devote our lives to that very thing. And Aerothal here is an example, if not for himself and my own practices, but as an analogy to all of you. There are many times when we all feel like we may be misguided or may feel like things are not always as they seem. That's life, and without testing our faith, will we have any strength in it? As Aerothal is coming to learn, as many of you will too, and perhaps even already have learned, a test of faith is ultimately one that will strengthen it. And
D-Man,
yes.
question.
Mhm.
The imagery of Zula, I've come to learn that's heavily based off of Makoto, right?
It's an image that she crafted.
I'm not done yet. As Aerothal's like clenching his fist and is honestly angry now, this image is false. A perfectly crafted lie to keep us doing what we want.
Son, I understand if you're having a tough time, but we can dish this out after the
She
ceremony.
killed my friends. I'm going to kill her.
Let's go, Angry
Son,
Thal.
what has gotten into you?
Angry Thal.
You can see there's some faint murmurs within the crowd, growing concern.
I wish this was time travel, but I know I'm only in memories. If I could warn all of you the lies of a coda, the wolf in sheep's clothing.
The Inquisitor, what are you talking about?
The angel of death hides as a sheep, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Oh, I wish I could warn all of you if I had only known. Saved you all this pain and suffering. I don't even.
There is a sudden, loud bang as you look over towards the mural of Zula, and a large crack has formed at its base.
This isn't a proper image of what we truly worship. This is a facade, a lie carefully created by someone who wants to destroy us from inside. I won't let you. Not again. Helios is the one that grants us our abilities. And I see that now. I was more chosen than you ever were, Coda. And just for dramatic flair, if I could use just to flash with my channel divinity in my own little memory,
Sure.
just for theatric,
Oh, let's go.
shine brighter than you ever will.
Were you pinging something? Because I didn't see it from the chat.
Oh, here, let me. I'm not like I don't know how this will work here, but like basically his flashbang thing.
Oh, the warding flare.
That flashback.
No,
aha.
Oh, the radiance of the dawn. Okay.
just to for himself, to just get that anger out. Because the last time he was actually angry enough to cast a spell, it was at the betrayal of, well, Idravok. But this
Idravok,
betrayal cuts deeper. This betrayal was from someone he trusted much more deeply and was there much longer than him. From someone much higher than him.
Your radiance would flash out. And there is a shudder throughout the entire room as that crack begins to deepen. And as you're casting that, you don't even realize as you spin around that your father is no longer there and the pews are all empty. This place is desolate, but your influence through the room makes it shift and deteriorate as though a facade failing.
He said the word.
I was literally typing that in the Discord. He said the thing.
You stare at your work, and this anger is brimming, fueling a radiant fire within you as your chest glows. There's only one path to redemption, and you know the path you have to walk, clearer than ever before.
For me to rise, you must fall.
You can feel a darkness creeping into the room as the edges begin to blacken before it creeps along the destroyed mural, and the only light left in the room is coming off of your skin before the darkness, too, swallows that.
Oh boy, evil soul art.
The boop, bop, bop, bop. As for Nadira,
Boy.
you're doing what you can to get the space to yourself as much as you can. It's hard to ask for some alone time in a cramped space like this. So for what you're lacking in terms of physical space, you zone out and retreat into the excesses of your own mind.
That's accurate.
You can feel this aura influencing you from the other side of the hull of the ship as it twists and contorts where you are, and as you're drifting off, you welcome it with open arms as it does separate you from the people close to you. Separating you so far, in fact, that you are well beyond this hellscape, well beyond the reach of all of this strife, all of this energy, all the stakes, and you return to somewhere comforting, where it is just you and the natural world.
Oh, that's really pretty, Brandon. Sorry, side note.
I tried.
Tree.
Oh, that's beautiful. I can't stop staring at it. It's so pretty.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
You can feel the roots twisting and forming a place of greater refuge, one where you can feel the most relaxed and as one with the natural earth. This is a retreat within Highshire, within one of the few forests they let naturally grow. And you know that as consecrated and protected as this place is, with your druidic prowess allowing to tread here without being stopped, you stand here before a great tree which has a dancing ray of sunlight beams which would pierce the grass line as the gently swaying leaves are allowing for a bit of a radiant dance, and you feel nothing but serenity. And of course, there, unconsciously, as you drift deeper into this perception, you can feel your arms are tucked close to form, and there is a book that is tucked in your chest.
Oh, let's go.
I had a feeling it was gonna follow me.
Yeah. Of course, it is being gripped very tightly, and you are alone, or at least so you think, before a voice calls out. At some point or another, you're going to have to let go.
Does the voice sound familiar to me?
To a point, someone you are acquainted with, and you look up and you can see that although she wasn't there a few moments ago, she has appeared now. The Archdruid of Highshire, Valentera, a chosen.
Oh shit. I didn't know she was a druid.
Okay.
Yeah, she was one of the last chosen we saw before we.
I was
jumped
gonna
into
say,
the
I don't
well.
know if she's one of the ones that I remember from over a year ago, but
Yeah.
there's been so many people in my defense.
Yeah,
Well, I think I did know that. I don't remember. I kind of just like do a glance between her and the book, and like, I don't know what to say.
You look down at your book and you expect to see one thing, and this book is surprisingly
cut out.
warm compared to what you're used to. And you look down, and what you're holding is something else. A notebook with a prominent seal at the front. The seal of Claymora.
Also, not the direction I thought that was going in. I guess I look up at her and all her shininess. Let go of what specifically?
Well, your notebook is merely a token to something further within yourself. I understand your past even though you are reluctant to speak of it. But I do understand that crest. Claymora, was it?
It was, before it was ravaged with everything else.
As we all endured. There's no others within Highshire to my knowledge that survived that college massacre. You're the only one. That is
There's
quite
none?
a burden. Perhaps there are, but perhaps they either have concealed or have let go of their past. What nature teaches us is about the present, and about being one with what is, and growing from what was, and what is no longer. It is an oscillation of life and death, and we require the life of old to wither, die, and provide nutrients for the present, so it may pave a brighter future for what is to come.
I guess I'm just afraid to let go.
Perhaps
Afraid. Afraid to lose not the memory of everybody, because the memory's all I have, but afraid that if I let go, eventually those will too.
it is only natural to fear the unknown, to fear the death of who we used to be. But it is a necessary step for us to become who we were always meant to be. It is a cycle. Nature teaches us this. This great tree was once a seed in the palm of my hand, planted among the roots of refuse from plants that had preceded it. Were it not the passing of those old plants into its base components, this tree never could have been. But look what it has become.
Begrudgingly knowing she's right and that letting go is the best option, I kind of find a space of dirt or non-flammable material, obviously not the precious greenery, but find a spot, and I'm going to place the notebook on the ground and just kind of kneel down and say a few thoughts in my head for the 140 years of memories that I haven't let go of. And then I'm going to put my hand on the notebook, and I'm going to produce flame and light my hand on fire to light the notebook on fire.
Wow. All right. You
If
do
I can,
so.
in this dream world.
Yeah. You are within your own abilities as you currently exist. There is some cognition that you're aware that this may not be a reality. It is a mix between you as you currently lay within the context of as you once were. And lay down this book, a representation of your past. And a flame hits the edge of this, and flames would begin to lap the pages. Make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. I'm so bad at these, so here we go, guys.
You got this.
Oh, it could be worse. I've rolled way worse today.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great, but you know.
You put it down, and as surprisingly easy as it was, you produce a flame to set this alight. However, soon as you do so, there is the clinging of a chain as you feel something cold would slip down and through your fingers and connects with this book, extinguishing the flames as the chain retracts and the book comes grappling back into your hands as you grip it very tightly. Despite being set on fire, the book is much colder than it was before, and you look at the burnt edge and can see pieces of a book just beneath the Claymora tome, something blacker.
Gilthun says, nuh-uh.
Gilthun says, fuck you, bitch. God, Gilthun's like my anesthesiology proctor.
It wishes to be read fully.
I'm gonna look over my shoulder. Is she still there?
You look where she once stood, and there are but wilting flowers that were where she had rested her feet. And the light above is slowly beginning to fade, but you feel your grip on the book progressively tightening as there's the ethereal echoing of chains in an indiscernible direction. What would you like to do?
I can sense the chains like go. I can hear them going in a direction, or I hear them like all around my periphery.
It's as if these chains are slowly winding around this book and are beginning to tighten, as though to bind it close to form and bind your hands to it in addition.
I'm gonna go further into the wood away from the sacred place so as to preserve the nature and the sanctity of it from this obviously inducing force of Gilthun. If I go to move the book open, does the pressure lighten from those chains?
To open the book?
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, the chains seemingly guide your hands to open the tome. They only seem to be strengthening the grip between your hands and the cover.
I'm gonna open the book.
You do so, and a spiderly scrawling is moving along the pages. There are depictions of slaughter, death, and power rising from the bloodshed. As if a certain darker truth is being whispered that only through pain can you get power, and you need power to survive. And that your past is necessary to forge what you're supposed to be, what you need to be, regardless of whether or not it is right.
Isn't that just the dichotomy of life?
The question remains if you are going to peer deeper into these spiderly scrawlings or attempt to drop this reading.
I know it's so gonna bone me if I try to fucking drop it. I know it's... I'm gonna so regret this. I'm gonna try to drop it.
Very well. Make a charisma saving throw.
Oh god.
I'm lending you my energy.
Oh my god.
Oh, I shouldn't have. That was a bad move.
Fuck me. I said I was gonna be boned, guys. I knew it.
Y'all suck today.
I'm rolling like shit. I haven't rolled higher. I rolled
DM?
high once, and that was it.
Yes.
Can I give Nadira my inspiration?
I'll allow it.
Right on.
Oh god, I'm gonna vomit. I
No,
may
you
have
got it.
pneumonia, but I'm gonna puke.
I believe in you. It's
Don't
not
believe
one.
in me. Stop
It's not-
believing in me.
It's not -1.
Oh my god.
Not a negative.
137 years of trauma and coping mechanisms have led you to a final ascension to use everything that you have survived, and you will not let that go to waste. And you hear these chains rattle and speak. You will not choose weakness.
God, you really do now sound like my father.
Bruh.
My dad has actually said that to me. That's why I say that. My real dad.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Military parents, guys.
I should have known better. I know this. In either case, these chains tighten,
Accurate though.
and this glimmering light from above is seemingly softened as the shadows from underneath the branches would creep, and you can't help but let your eyes feast on the eldritch secrets hidden within the pages.
Dream sequences, baby.
That's right. Go. Boop, bop. Beep. Aha. Well, we're gonna move you here. As for Cobweb,
Oh, no.
your
Let's go.
your noggin is a little bit worse for wear, given the aura, given your soul, given that you had a surge of genius, that you're coming to conceptualize revolutionary technology for the benefit of humanity, but it seems as though those who have the means to engineer it are simply not up to seeing what you see. Perhaps you will eventually convince them of your prowess, your
Don't
genius.
drag me into this.
My
You think-
genius. Sometimes it's frightening.
You think all you need is to clear your head, so you do so, and you allow all of these stresses from the recent events to fade away, as much as an auric storm overhead will allow. For you feel a numb throb of your head come and pass. Perhaps your brain needs more space in your head because it's become so advanced that maybe it's transcending your goblin anatomy. And maybe your buddy can help with that, but there's yet another knock of pain. This one's a bit harsher, and you think, well, this is a shitty time for a headache, but so be it. Before there is yet another. This one, it's as if you have been knocked on the head by something very hard, and you're sure someone is fucking with you.
Ow! What? Ow! Who did that?
Your eyes open. It's fun to fuck around with goblins and see how they squirm. Come on, wakey wakey.
I almost recognize that voice. Show yourself.
I'm right next to you, dumbass.
Oh,
As he looks around.
Your eyes are just closed.
yeah. You. I remember you. From.
Congratulations. You remember the man who kicked your ass. If you didn't, I'd have to do it again.
Alright, well, if you're here, then I suppose there's a reason, huh?
Well, no shit there.
You must be the biggest detective in Undershire. I'll look around and enjoy the view, why don't you?
You look around and you can see that you're on a high peak towards the cavernous ceiling overlooking Undershire. And you can see that there are many people of the underground scene that are going about their daily business. And as much as you would like to stand up and get a better view, you find it difficult because you are bound in ropes.
The lookout? What are we doing? What? Ropes? What's going on here?
How hard did I beat the shit out of you? I didn't know I could beat... Well, actually, no, there was this one guy. Well, never you mind. You talk big about being big. So, here you go. Biggest view in all of Undershire.
I remember this place. Long time ago.
It was about an hour ago, dumbass.
What? How do you mean?
Listen, I got real tired of you taking from all me stuff. Trying to mess around with goblin wobbling voodoo shit, thinking you know what you're doing. So, I thought I would lay it straight into your head on what happens when you take from people who are bigger than you.
And what exactly is that?
You know, the reason why I'm still here yapping at you is because you confuse the shit out of me. You know the pecking order for around here, don't you? You know how the ordering works. And yet you still bash your head against it. Why?
What do you mean, why? Isn't it the nature of life to attempt to improve?
It's the nature of goblins to do what they're fucking told, but you don't seem to get the memo.
You're right. I was born wrong. I knew I was bigger than everyone else. I just knew. Why are you here? What more do you want?
To see if you're right.
Doubt me, eh?
That's right. Here, let me show you something.
And he takes his staff and he would inscribe, using these sickly spectral flames, a symbol into the ground. One that you recognize as the mountain rune.
Oh shit.
See that?
I remember it like it was yesterday.
It was, idiot.
No, I know that.
I didn't think I bumped you that hard. Listen, this is a rune from the stone of the earth. We call it Fjell. And if you know what you're doing with it, you can be as big as you say. However, most goblins that have tried it, at least the ones that I've seen, well, they don't quite get big in the way they want. Usually their guts turn into balloons and they turn inside out.
Yeah, it was the biggest obstacle stopping me. What about it?
Well, assuming you don't turn into an inside-out goblin pie, I've got a proposition for you.
Proposition? How do you mean? What would you want from me?
I may be hard-headed, but I ain't stupid. And I can see that there's a fire in you that, well, if you don't turn into my lunch, and if your guts go splutching, then maybe there's something that I can get out of you. You can think of it like a deal. I've been wanting a test subject of sorts. I've been making my own little changes to these runes, and I've been looking to see someone who's made a heart of stuff to test it on. Now, I don't have the resources to make the big guys even bigger, but for a little gob, yeah, that will do.
So, what you're offering is power, or size at least, but what could you possibly gain from this? I don't understand.
Well, I don't want to make your head hurt too much just yet. But all this hinges on one little bit insy-wincy question. I've been seeing you running around and making a muck of the ordning around here. So what is it you exactly want out of your short little life? Clearly you're not happy bouncing up and down the stalactites, so what do you want to do with this getting big thing that I'm offering?
What else? Everything that exists within this world without my knowledge does so without my permission. I wish to see the world as a king from a great height. And what better way than on my own power? My own legs, my own 2 feet.
That's what I thought you'd say. I've asked the question to plenty of others around here when they talk about getting, the rocks off, getting the shiniest rocks. Not rocking off on that one, but wording. A lot of boring fucking answers. They can't see 2 asses past their own nose. But you, I'm thinking I'm starting to understand it a little bit more. Sure, Cobweb, you're gonna see the world. But before that, you're gonna see stars.
What?
He raises up his staff
Oh,
and is
shit.
coming down for one hell of a whack.
Ah!
And bonk if he does, as this view goes black. Fuck!
Damn, that was meaty.
I'm surprised you didn't do.
I was thinking I had that, but I did not. I had a different one.
Christ on the cross.
No Christ here, only Zula.
Nah, fuck Zula. Helios is my real homie.
As for Dagny, you're drifting off into some troubled dreams very quickly. You find that having these thought experiments on the strange, wayward, arcane dreams of a wizard come quite easily to your own unconscious mind as you ponder the mixing of different levels of energy, how auric energy, arcane, lifeblood, and cosmic can meld with one another in interesting ways, how they're connected, how one can feed off the next. And eventually, it's like you can feel yourself begin to float of sorts, as though you're right in front of this revelation on how it all works, on how it all explains the world in some way. You just have to reach for it before it slips away.
Good.
Are you going to be reaching out?
Yeah, I'll reach for it.
You cut out.
Yeah, I will reach for it.
You reach for it, and your fingers greet this strange revelation wrapped within an arcane pulse, but it just slips away just a little bit further. Perhaps if you lean further in, you're quick enough, you can swipe it before it slips away.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and just use my arcane prowess to try and pull it closer to me and grip onto it tighter.
You try to do so, but summoning a mage hand to do so almost dissipates it as it is pushed away further yet.
I'll fucking chase after it like a damn kid on a butterfly.
You stand up and do what you can to chase after this, keen on beating it at its own game, but you take half a step and you feel a wobbliness in your legs as you fall out of your bed. Onto hard boards of your childhood room. And the wobbliness of your legs certainly had you fall considerably flat. And upon this hard fall, there's a series of books that you had off on the edge of your dresser that fall along with it, hitting you on your head.
Like, all that kind of happens at once, and she just is sort of trying to gauge where she is. She kind of looks down at herself see if she just is she wearing the stuff she was wearing before, like her cloak and her bracers and stuff?
You are wearing your typical loungewear of laying around in your bedroom home, as you are much too sickly for the life of adventuring. However, dreams of angels, seals of radiance, and an inner world are still meshing with these childhood memories as well, as they are both existent simultaneously within your head. But these surroundings are as clear of the past as anything else, and there's a muffled voice on the far side of your closed door.
Sis? Did you do something stupid again?
No.
Yeah, that's the sound of someone who did something stupid, doesn't want to admit to it.
She's
so.
gonna try and struggle to get to her feet by herself, try and use the edge of the bed to get herself up.
The door opens and you see someone looking down at you as you struggle to clamber around on the floor.
She's just kind of scowling at him. What?
You know,
still trying to get up.
You know, the door is still open for some sprinting training. I could show you how to run.
Thought you had to learn to walk before you could run.
That's what babies say. It's fine. That's what Felix did, and look at him now. He's in the guard.
Well, if you couldn't remember, I don't have the same lung capacity as you and Felix do.
Well, you just gotta breathe fast. Okay, just breathe a little bit better.
Yeah, sure.
Just don't fall, lol.
Just have good legs.
Yeah, she's still trying to pull herself under the bed.
Dennis reaches down and takes hold of one of the books that you're reading. This stuff still?
What are you talking about?
You know, from what Felix tells me, only gonna get better at something if you practice it. And like whoop-de-doo if you can do some magic tricks, but you think you might check for a little more, something a little more practical?
Magic is practical. In case you haven't noticed. She's
Well,
trying
your
to get
legs
her
seem a little...
She's trying to
I
get
know.
her feet under her.
Yeah, but your legs seem a little impractical, and my point that I'm trying to make is they're not going to become practical unless you get up and start using them more.
You think I wanted to be born this way?
Born? We're all born not able to walk, but eventually we start crawling and then, wobbling and then running. That's what I'm saying. You just haven't done that yet.
And you think I haven't wanted to? It's kind of late
Okay.
for that now.
No. Okay. Wanting it's the first step. God, I don't know.
Step.
I don't know why Mom always lets you lean into this stuff, man.
What do you
Oh.
mean?
Well, just sitting around and reading, sure, 50 different types of strange, powerful animals, that existed maybe 100 years ago, way beyond the mountains, but like, how does that help you walk to the store?
She wanted me to at least learn something if I couldn't leave the room.
How about you learn how to leave the room?
Oh, bruh.
I want to, but I can barely keep my feet under myself before I fucking collapse on my face.
Okay, let's make this easy. All right, so these books you got here, I'm assuming these are the ones you're working on right now?
Yes.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. And you see him as he collects each of them. There's 4 in total. There is a pretty sizable dresser that's in the corner of your room, and he hops up on top of the little end table that's adjacent to it. And on his tippy toes, he puts all of those books on top of the bureau, and he pushes them to the far corner so it's out of eyesight.
Seriously?
Well-
Why?
Now listen, if you want it, get it.
Okay, like, I feel like she would, like, at least try and make use of a spell for this. Yeah, I feel like she would do that. She is gonna go ahead and she's gonna point one finger at the heaviest book in that stack, and she's gonna use catapult to try and she's gonna kind of pull that one book out of the stack and have it careening towards Dennis.
Oh shit!
Oh.
You may
So
kill your
Dennis was watching you very intently, and what you failed to notice is his knees were slightly bent, and he was ready to mess up your somatic components, which is all it takes to cast this, as a matter of fact. So as soon as you begin to produce the somatics, he lunges towards you, and he basically slaps your hands away to try to mess up the spell. So roll Arcana.
It's a 22.
Now you quickly duck and tumble out of the way and hop away from his advancements. And of course, your catapult goes through, and the book goes careening across the room and hits him square in the side of the head. Ow!
I'm sorry.
Fuck you!
I was trying to aim more center, not for your head.
That's not exactly how I was hoping for this to go, but look what you did.
You didn't say how I should get it.
I didn't have to. Check it out. Look at you. And you see that you are a good few paces away from where you are, and your legs are rock steady, at least in the adrenaline of the moment, before you look down, and upon realization, they immediately begin to wobble again before you lose your balance.
She tries and catches herself on some sort of surface.
You know, if you didn't threaten to hit me with inanimate objects every time I tried to show you this, maybe we'd get a little further, but you see what I'm saying?
Saying it's all in my head.
Well, you got a lot of shit in your head, but, I guess so, yeah.
At that point, her expression just becomes kind of dour, and she just looks away from him towards the floor.
I guess yelling at you's not gonna do it, but just think about it, alright?
Mom would have been about it in a different way.
Well, Mom isn't here right now, so lessons from me, free of charge.
You don't know, she could still be out there.
Yeah, well. And and Dennis looks over to the window and looks out there and kind of surveys the immediate landscape. And there's a whole big world out there. And here's the thing, out there, not in here. You can read all you want, but I'm telling you, there's some nice views. Wait a second.
It's hard to do it on my own, Dennis. Maybe if she were still here, it'd be easier.
Damn, I gotta do this again. It's one of Mom's work friends again. It's the hot blonde. All right, I'm gonna go take care of this. Just
wait. I'll
do
look.
your reading.
I'll go look out the window, see the hot blonde who he's talking about.
I think I know who it is.
You're looking towards the window for which Dennis is peering out, and you're not sure how the hell he's even doing this. The radiant light that's coming from the window is extremely bright, blinding.
Oh.
Hot blonde, what are you talking about?
Well, maybe if you just sit and read your books, maybe you'll find out one day.
No,
We'll
who?
see.
Who is it? Tell me. I deserve to know.
He gives you a toyish smile and a shake of the head before starting for the door. And
I start following him, just like, don't be mean. Tell me who it is.
Now, I thought you had some reading to do.
My reading can wait. Tell me who this is.
Oh.
No, I'm following after him.
Just make a athletics roll as you attempt the door.
12.
Every step you need to stifle with anger in order to get to it. You can hear he's already stampeded down the steps. And by the time he takes 6 or 7 steps, you barely get one in. But through the course of a good 30 seconds of at least keeping his teasing with the modicum of truth in it that it does, you eventually make it to the door, open it, and proceed out.
Try to
And-
follow after him.
And out you go as your eyes adjust to a more true sight. And everyone gains the benefits of a long rest.
Congratulations.
Oh. Anyway. Oh my god, max hit dice, finally!
God damn, son.
Damn, son. Where'd you find this?
I think at that point she kind of just awakes with the start. And just looks out the window. She's like, Dennis, you asshole.
Who's Dennis?
Dennis, what the fuck? Cowboy's like half asleep. He's sort of just like heavy lids just sitting there.
You look like you got knocked the fuck out.
Oh, my god, it hurts.
Does the storm look like it's dimmed down a bit since we rested?
Not at all.
Well, there's no point in staying here all day. I'll have to walk to Cyrene, I suppose.
Ah, yes. The sooner we leave, the better, because I don't think this ship is going to make it at all.
Well, for the time we have left, I suggest we just gather up whatever we can salvage in preparation, I guess.
That would be the best course of action.
I would think Praken has gathered it, like whatever, like med kits and MREs and stuff like that he's got, and
Yeah.
put them into his bag.
You've taken what you can and have consolidated it into your travel pack, and through this time you have kept a sharp eye out on the communication slates that have those runes fit for communication. And they're mostly a jarbled mess. However, there is some pattern to them. Make an investigation roll as you passively listen to it over the period of the long rest.
There we go.
All you can decipher is these wavelengths in this pattern. While it's severely distorted from the storm, you can recognize just enough from this to know that this is a signal from a very large generator of sorts. The ones that are typically only mounted onto the capital flagships. And given that you saw and heard something overhead, you think that not too far from here, there very may well be a considerably large crash site. And if luck is in your favor, it may give you what you need to become airborne again.
Would, if it provides what I need to repair the ship, would I have the means to do so? Like, considering like the weather and everything and the limited tools I have.
Now you do have some specified tools that are designed for emergency repairs, so you have that to your advantage. The only variable is the auric storm around you, because that may interfere with careful work. So you have all the component pieces, you just need to hope that it doesn't get messed with.
So with that being said, I'm assuming the shielding for the core would be relatively easy to fix compared to like repairing the wing.
Your best assessment is to repair the wing to get out of the storm, so the rest of the ship stops degrading.
Okay, so then I'm assuming there's like a limited range with this like transponder and everything. Would I be able to guesstimate that with how far it might be away? The crash ship?
Now, from when you sensed the ship going down, when it lit up your visor, and you felt it impact the earth, you do have a direction. You're just not sure how far.
This is probably like, I probably won't see anything, but if Kraken looks out the window in the general direction, would he see anything that indicates like a big plume of smoke or something like that?
Visibility is exceptionally limited given the conditions. However, you do notice there is a small-shaped humanoid that is standing fully exposed out in the madness right now.
Oh, okay.
And he is
a soldier.
looking very dead set, staring in a particular direction out into the madness. You can see that one of his arms is extended with a few fingers open wide, as though to like reach for something. However, it's just holding his hand steady.
Is it in the direction of the crashed ship, or is it just like off somewhere else?
It's off to a different angle. It's not completely opposing it, but he is hard, rigid in place, holding this position.
I guess I will. Technically, it would have a mind because it's because of the latent magics of exposing the core and everything with all the tech. Would I be able to speak to him using my telepathic stuff?
Let me see. So this is a original model that was made using spare parts, augmented in a pretty unique capacity. You have a feeling that it understands common, but does not have the ability to speak back. So you could echo into its head, but it can't respond.
Yeah, all it needs is to understand I think one language. It doesn't have to understand mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't need to share language for it to understand, but it must be able to understand at least one language to comprehend them.
So yes, you
And-
can talk to it.
Yes. I guess I'll speak out to the little metal man. Little soldier, what do you see? What do you sense? Is there something out there?
You can see in response, he holds his open palm out a little bit higher and does not break his stare in that direction. Roll perception.
Ooh. Oh, finally something good.
You do spot something that he is staring at, and everyone else is able to see this as well. He is staring out into the storm. At the edge of your perception, there is a humanoid shape wearing a heavy robe that is staring back at him, exchanging this open hand gesture. And through the fleeting winds, you get a rough idea for the figure that is in silent correspondence with Tin Pon.
What is that?
It appears to be some sort of metal monastery monk.
Cobweb?
It's an older gentleman talking to my fucking son, that's what it is!
As he goes for the
I
door.
say, go get your boy.
You see that Tin Pon begins taking steps in that direction.
Oh, well, I think we should, at the very least, go and leave to try to continue to where we need to go and to stop your son from just leaving.
Well, that's Cobweb's
right.
son, but sure.
Oh, pish posh.
Yeah, Cobweb's going for the door. He's gonna chase after him.
Yeah, Dagny's like probably about 10 paces behind Cobweb.
Mm.
Muda, that's an older gentleman talking to my son. Nalika starts playing.
Ha!
I guess, yeah, he'll, Kraken will smack the door button to unlock it and to lower the little walk bridge. So that I guess we can go and stop Tin Pon.
All right. Cobweb, off you go. Let's see an athletics roll to see if you can catch up to him.
Gotcha. Let me see here.
Oh,
Hiya!
Oh, wow. He's really empowered. You've
Goddamn.
never seen him so supercharged.
What's
You can
gotten
see-
into him?
You can see that the steam that's coming off of him has a faint reverberation of light, almost as if there's a wisping aura to the steam that he was previously producing. And it wins you considerably to catch up to him and grab him firmly to stop his advance.
Hey, what's going on?
It's core exposure.
It's that figure. What do you want? Who are you?
You look further on, but you do not see a figure immediately present.
Shit.
However, what is your passive perception? Let's find out. 15.
It's
that's
like
pretty good.
15 or something. Yeah. Something like that.
One thing that you do see is a new feature. This is a good 60, 70 feet across. That is just outside of the peripheral of the ship. You're not sure how you didn't hear anything. You look over and you can see there is a new formation within the immediate area. What looks to be a giant heliostone set of spires in an arc. Oh, think kind of like a large rib cage of sorts that were previously in the earth that have bloomed and opened up. And there is a strange ghostly light that is coming from within. and you get something of a sinking feeling. Of course, Tin Pond is hard focused in a different direction, but that strange new formation doesn't sit well with you.
So Cobweb sort of pulls Tin Petty's both of his shoulders into his hands and.
What's going on? What do you see?
He looks over, and his more erratic, jerky motions are a little bit more composed, and he is simply pointing in a direction, and he is pulling at you, tugging on him to let go, because he is very intent on following.
Erithol might need some help over here.
I'm coming.
He senses something. Something's over there.
It's something that's drawing him to it.
But to what end?
They said that core exposure does something to Warforged. You think that's what it is?
I can't be certain.
Wasn't
I've
that
never
more
seen
in
him like
context-
this.
Wasn't that more in context of them kind of gaining free will?
Yeah, but he's being drawn to something.
Well, forgive me for interrupting your little group talk about the little robot man, but if you claim him to be your son, and regardless of his intelligence, do you trust him to not lead you somewhere violent or just bad in general? Because that could potentially be safety for a longer period of time, or just anything important, really.
Whether he's pointing towards danger or not, irregardless, he's my boy. I'll go with him.
I'd rather us not all split off into tiny splinters of what we were, so I'm going with you if you're going.
Yes, I would not suggest going, well, not alone, but in a small group.
No. Not leaving each other alone. Never again.
Not anymore.
So not to say that he needs one, but I suggest putting a leash on him so that you may be able to follow him better without him just taking off, because it seemed like he very much wanted to go before.
Yes. Daphne goes ahead and pulls out her rope and sort of ties it into sort of like a harness around Tin Pond. And
Cobweb doesn't like this, but he says nothing.
Tin Pond, although he cannot facially emote, his body language is incredulous as you apply this to him, and you can see that he is disapproving of this leash that you've applied, as if...
I mean, we gotta keep sight of you, Tin Pond. Can't have you running off. And
He shakes his head.
I kind of tie the thing into a loop, and I hand the looped end to Cobweb.
Cobweb very hesitantly takes it in his hand.
It's just so you don't get lost. I promise we'll take it off when we get there.
There's a shoulder slouch of resignation before he begins to step forward.
I'm sorry, my boy.
Don't worry, little one. This will stay within the group. No one else will know about your leash activities.
Who else is he gonna tell?
Fuck off with the leash activities. Jesus Christ.
I just couldn't come up with a good enough word at the moment.
No, that's fantastic. Holy shit.
So is the party at large following with their new sniffer dog?
Apparently.
Yep.
It seems like there's no better option. Because he's probably just going to take off on his own, unless we
Yeah, I was about to say, if we were going to
stop
go,
him.
it might as well be now. Fuck it.
All right. And so Tin Pond leads the way, and he takes only about 6 or 7 paces in his continued direction and would slowly come to a halt yet again. and kind of there's a twitch in his head, and he slowly looks over his shoulder to his left at that strange heliostone spire formation, as if something had bloomed. And he's looking over at this ghostly light that's emanating out of it. And he stares at it for a good while, and almost hesitatingly, he takes a step towards that instead. And these footsteps are much slower.
Okay. You
Uh,
can
no,
discern which way to go.
no, I don't think that going towards the spooky light is the correct choice, little one.
You can see that as he continues forward, he draws the little mace staff that he has and continues towards this formation. And as you're all taking your steps with him, this formation, you've seen a couple of these protruding out of the ground, but this is the only time where you've seen the mesh of, for a lack of a better term, ribs actually bloomed open to be able to see beneath the heliostone. And he seems very intent on moving forward to observe what's beyond the precipice. His demeanor has completely changed from one of a frantic curiosity to something of tension. As if this is a different sensory.
Do I have anything to do anything about that?
Cobweb sort of notices the tension on the leash loosen, and he looks up and goes,
You're apprehensive. Then why go towards it? I don't understand.
He gives you a quick side look before maintaining his focus, and you can tell that his curiosity about the world is rapidly expanding, and he's just as curious about things that beckon his attention as things that beckon caution. He wants to know everything.
Dagger just kind of smiles as she observes his behavior.
I suppose he got that from me.
Well, there's nothing wrong with idle curiosity, but that seems much more dangerous than... yeah, it just seems dangerous.
Well, in order to satiate knowledge, one must find it. So, if you have any knowledge of what this is before we approach it, please do tell us.
You saying that to who?
To me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would assume he's seen nothing like this.
Yeah, you've rarely seen formations like this. They're pretty uncommon, and they are only ever observed within uninhabitable zones in terrible conditions. But you've never seen one open like this.
Well, I have seen similar structures, but nothing points to this just being something we have observed before. This is new territory, and personally, I don't think we should be the ones to discover it.
Are these rib-like formations a common thing?
They're somewhat rare.
Somewhat.
And not wanting to stick around on a leash, Tim Pon raises up his mace and severs the rope before storming forwards, not willing to entertain the hesitation of the rest of the party.
Fucking full-on sprint.
fuck. Yeah, I'm going after my boy, I guess.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna fly after the gang then, if it seems like we're just on a little man chase.
Tin Pon would continue forward, and you see that as he approaches the precipice, his footsteps slow down. His curiosity is being fought with something that is very strange to see in the construct. A rising fear, and he would reach this precipice point and would peer his little head over and downwards. And the second that he does, you see a frantic jump as this little guy leaps backwards, his mace clambering onto the ground as he quickly crawls towards his mace, picks it up, and takes several paces backwards and goes to Cobweb's side.
I guess Kraken will fly over to the ledge and look over
Oh,
to see,
You
because
look
it seems
over.
like it's very shocked for a newfound intelligent robot.
Inanimates, you observe the following.
Oh no! Oh,
Ah!
oh.
that's
That's a big fuck
that's
no.
biblically accurate. Holy shit.
Ah,
Try and yell over the wind.
what? What?
Kraken! What do you see?
This is absolutely fascinating.
Oh my god, he's gonna get us killed.
I was like, this is amazing and terrifying at the same time. It has many wings and a singular, not singular eye, but maybe a main eye and a couple others.
Run.
Get away!
This cobweb dicks it.
It does it look? This might be
It is
stupid, but
completely
alive,
inanimate,
or-
and you
okay.
can see it is partially intermeshed with the heliostone. There are smaller protrusions coming off of these larger ribs, as if this is some form of cocoon for which it is at rest inside of. Although the eyes are open, there is no life within them.
This absolutely beautiful creature is either inanimate or void of life. As he's saying that, if anybody is still within like the 30 feet of his range, if everybody else is taken off, I guess he would be like kind of
No,
shocked.
I would have stayed
Go after
close
with
by
him.
to hear what he's saying.
It's painting a dreadful picture in your mind.
I've never seen a creature like this. This is. Oh, I know I've said it multiple times, but this is absolutely fascinating.
I'm gonna try and yell over the wind. Kraken, come down. I can tell you what it is.
Ooh. Yeah, and he'll fly back over and land with the group.
You're certain it wasn't moving?
There seemed to be no life in its eyes, yes. There seemed to be no life within it. It seems like the rib cage-like structures are growing around it. And I do not know what the purpose is. It is definitely new to these structures in general.
Dagny is going to steel herself and look over the edge.
You witness a inactive angel firsthand, and dread spikes into your heart.
She will stand her ground.
These lifeless eyes peer into you unceasingly, and there's a weariness that is being steeled into your nerves. You see that these feathers are partially melded into the heliostone, something that you've never seen any material do. It looks as if this creature has been almost made in place and has been at rest here for who knows how long.
She backs up and she kind of exhales as if she was holding her breath.
Would Bracken know how long it takes these structures to appear? Maybe not as the full ribcage-like thing, but just at least.
They've always been
Pop
there.
up.
They've never changed.
Okay.
They're one of a laundry list of different heliostone features, like one of literally hundreds. But you've never seen one balloon like this. at this particular type.
This is either exceptionally new or exceptionally old, and no one has seen it up until now.
Aerosol.
You're telling me you've never seen one of these?
No. Not the creature in it, not the structures acting like this. I've been to the uninhabited zone very few times, and this is one of those times.
Then count yourself lucky, Captain.
Aerosol, with your particular perception to radiance, you are observing these heliostone ribs that have balloons, and you can see that there is the faint shimmer of lights from a certain divine radiance still reverberating from within them. And what's your passive religion, you say?
Listen, I'm gonna go stupid. It's like 13.
That's surprising.
The conclusion you draw from this is the radiant burst that came from the death of Jackstol animated these heliostone structures the same way that a lot of other pieces came out of the ground. The divine energy opened this.
Count yourself lucky, Captain. For you are witnessing the makings of a heliosic angel.
Oh, similar to what those cultists up top believe in, yes. Whoa, this...
What did you say?
This is simultaneous.
Wrong word!
Good and
Wrong word!
We are not cultists!
Oh shit! Oh. Survey
Stop paying
says
attention for 2
no.
seconds.
If he's still within sight of the angel, he's still going to be like doing like the head darting around, slightly looking at it, and he's gonna just respond. How? Oh, not cultists, you say?
No.
And you? How? Who are you all?
Oh, that you gain a point of inspiration.
Thank you, sir. I am Dagny Silverhide. I am the de facto leader of Cartographer Patrol of 26 and a resident of Highshire.
Ooh.
It's a long
Nice.
story if you want to hear it.
Oh, we'll have plenty of time to exchange stories and whatnot as we continue our journey through the storm. How? Oh, the wealth of knowledge.
Put a hand on Dagny's shoulder. I think this is because of Jax.
That remains to be seen. But it seems that these orc storms actually serve a purpose. To prevent these things from propagating and growing. But it's very clear that angels are born here. The real question is, how did the angel of death get on the surface?
I think the better question is, how did you get down here? Is he still like observing the angel, looking for like any sight of just inspiration?
It's as still as death.
Oh, we fell on our heads.
Ah. You all seem to be doing a lot of that. Is that a common thing in your little group up top?
Here lately, yeah.
We try not to make a habit of it, but unfortunately we find ourselves in that situation.
Because we are the ones that were chosen after we found the first cartographer on top.
Chosen to
Irregardless,
fall on your
this-
heads repeatedly is a very weird thing to choose.
We don't try to do it, it just happens.
This thing, it took a piece of Jack's though. What he took from the pillar. I want it back. As Cobweb would go over and place a hand on that one of the Heliostone ribs and attempt. Let me see here.
Oh,
I'm not sure if this would work, but let's see.
this might be just interesting enough for something bad to happen.
Absorb elements. Something like this. He's basically he's trying to close the ribs.
Oh,
I see. Give me one religion roll and one charisma roll.
Shit. Religion -1. Not bad. Okay. Let me see here. Charisma. Just flat charisma.
Yes.
Right on. Right on.
Nice.
Oh, fuck.
and look at you being good at whatever it is you're trying to do.
This is definitely going to accost your senses doing this. Controlling Heliostone is something that only beings of legend have ever been able to muster. And as you apply your hand to this substance, you open the radiance of your soul and allow it to leak into this matter. And within this radiance, you put purpose, direction, intent, and of course, a single rib for which Cobweb's hand was on closes down, clamping over this inactive angel. As Cobweb, you collapse to the ground unconscious.
It's
Grabbing it.
impossible.
By Leandros, it seems your friend is very strong.
I'm very unconscious.
Hey, shut up, you're unconscious.
I know.
He's got to say it like he's in a Shakespeare play.
I guess I'll pick up Cobweb. Yeah, let's get out of here.
You can see that over to the far side, Tin Pawn has been waiting at the edge of your perception, almost beckoning you forward, intending on heading in the direction he was originally interested in, not wanting anything to do with this formation anymore.
Web's still, Tin Pawn's still willing to lead the way, so I say we follow him.
Oh, maybe he'll lead us to something just as interesting as this.
Very curious kind of guy, aren't you?
Oh, this is brand new territory for many scholars. This is new territory this is just new territory.
This is the dawn of a new age.
Ooh. Yes, I think you may be right.
Maybe the fall of Leandros.
Well,
Dagny walks forward.
well, why don't we find out?
Forward you go. We will end the session.
Banger, banger, banger. B-man, you've outdone yourself, my friend. I tell you what, I was wondering when Big Fatty would come back. You did not disappoint, my friend.
Big Fatty! Hierarch of the Ordering!
Damn straight. Alright.
And Thal's new goal long term, kill that bitch Akota.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. Alright. I'll catch y'all on the flip, man. It was real.
Just gotta find the Heliostone pipe and then,
Damn straight.